national anthem, which will be sung by Janelle Douthit. Five 165-pound junior, Max Ovalescu. Left tackle, number 56. 6'3".
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Mount Carmel Area High School Red Tornado Football. Tonight, the Red Tornadoes, from the friendly confines of the Silver Bowl, play host to the Southern Columbia Area Tigers. I am Warren Altimore along with Mark Stankiewicz tonight. My longtime partner Wayne is attending to his son's weddings activities tonight and tomorrow, so we called Mark's mother and she made him come home, and Mark will be doing the color with me tonight.
Wayne will be missed though.
Now looking forward to working with you. You guys who watched this broadcast have seen Mark before, so he's not a new face to you. Tonight, the Tigers, the Tornadoes. Nothing more needs to be said. This is an old-fashioned Pennsylvania football backyard rivalry. A couple of different things about this game than we have seen in the entire series. And the first one is this is the first time in the series that both of these teams come into this game, Mark, with a loss in the game before. First time.
First time, and that's definitely a big part of this game because both of these teams are going to come out with an extra fire under themselves, and they're going to want to win this game a little bit more than they would if they were both undefeated.
Absolutely. A little bit different scenario for both teams. Mount Carmel comes out of a game which, if you watch the game, you wonder how they came on the short end of the score as they absolutely dominated Lancaster Catholic, but came up losers. They never punted in the game and didn't win the game. They are racking up phenomenal yardage on the ground. Absolutely phenomenal yardage behind Haynes and that offensive line. The Red Tornadoes up over 500 yards in the first two games. Now, the Tigers, on the other hand, who are known for their ground game. When you think Southern Columbia Area Tigers, you think ground game. They have struggled mightily with their ground game. And it'll be very interesting to see how both teams react to each other tonight. Both will want to dominate the game on the run. That's what their style is this year. But both of them, and the game may come down, I think, Mark, to the quarterbacks. Wasilewski, a slow start this year so far, and Heinzman. Heinzman, and I don't want to say Heinzman had a slow start because we've never seen Heinzman as a throwing quarterback. Last year probably threw 7 times a game, and even then it was pretty much, I think Coach Roth wanted to keep him interested because they didn't really have to throw the ball ever. But now is a game where I think both of these quarterbacks need to loosen up the defenses and be able to complete some passes in order for that running game to even get going even better than it is.
Yeah, without a doubt, Southern Columbia last year with Hynoski in the backfield, Heitzman didn't really have to prove himself too much. Tonight might be a little bit different, and the Tornadoes this year so far have been a little susceptible to the pass, so we'll see how they do tonight.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. If you're a quarterback like Heinzman, you're thinking to yourself, well, if I'm going to have a good game, this might be the one. If you watch the Tornadoes on film last week, because that's basically where the game went, was just 3 miscues in that defensive backfield, and the Crusaders beat them. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things happening here as a subplot, but the bottom line is the Red Tornadoes will come out, line up in that I formation, and begin to pound the ball at Southern. The Tigers will have to stop them. The same with the Tigers. They'll come out in their familiar wing tee. Coach Roth isn't changing a lot of things here just because he has a loss on his schedule early in the season. That's not how Coach Roth operates. So we'll see everybody doing what we're used to, but what we will see then is how this game starts to play itself and who's stopping who and who's doing what. And that's where I think the quarterbacks will start to come into play a little bit, and we'll see what those two guys can do in front of a big crowd in a festive evening here in the Silver Bowl.
Yeah, without a doubt, I think this game's going to come down to which defense plays better.
Now, neither one has done all that well, although I would say Southern probably playing a little better than Mount Carmel. And only in that Mount Carmel just has had the pass problem. Mount Carmel has stopped the run completely. And in Biglerville, Mount Carmel only saw a passing team. Really didn't throw much. And Lancaster Catholic, the same thing. In the second half, pretty much threw the ball more than they did run it. So they're used to a passing team, where now tonight they're going to see a ground-oriented team that might pass because it needs to. All right, the Red Tornadoes get ready to kick off here. Menapace, number 88, will do the kickoff duties. We told you that they'd be rotating around. They're still trying to find the right mix in the kicking game. It was not a good kicking game last week for the Red Tornadoes, and it made it look even worse when you had yourself up against that kid from Lancaster Catholic who could kick. I said they were plywooding the store over there at Boyer's because he was kicking the ball into the store. He had a leg that you just don't see in high school very often, and we won't see another kicker like him. Southern Columbia has a good kicker. We're going to watch that as the game progresses and see where they feel comfortable with him kicking. The Red Tornadoes still are looking to find their game, and we'll see that in the first kickoff here tonight as the Red Tornadoes signal that they are ready, and they're getting ready to go here. And Menapace lets it rip. He knocks it down right at the 15-yard line where the Tigers pick it up. The Tigers coming along the Red Tornadoes sideline.
That was 28, Colby Snyder on the return for the Tigers.
And Snyder's the guy you'll see a lot of from the Tigers tonight. He'll be the main running back actually coming out of that Tiger backfield. He's wearing number 28, number 3. Heintzman is the quarterback as he trots into the Southern huddle here. Again, they'll be in a wing tee. There's nothing new here. You're not going to see a lot of wrinkles here. This is what they do. This is what they've been successful with. They are 5-time state champions, so they know what they're doing.
Got to stick with the bread and butter.
Heintzman lines him up, and he'll hand it to Snyder. And I'm sorry, that's not Snyder. That's number 22.
Wimble.
22 is still loose, and Wimble will take it up to the Red Tornado 40-yard line. It's a gain of about 7 on the play. It'll bring up second down and 3.
Yeah, Tornadoes look like they had a little tackling trouble on that one. Hopefully they can repair that for the rest of the game.
Again, let's give him 8, almost 9 yards. It's 9 yards. It's second and 1 now for the Tigers as they place the ball over the 40 at the 41-yard line. You got Wimble and Miller, I believe, in the backfield for the Tigers. And this will go to number 24, Carpenter. And Carpenter will be brought down, but not before he picks up the first down. Making a stop for the Red Tornadoes is number 48, Greg Kanovich.
Yeah, but that's a good sign for the Red Tornadoes. They only gave up about 2 on that. Even though it was a first down, it's definitely a good sign as opposed to the 9-yard run on the first carry.
We're trying to see who's in that backfield as they stand sideways to us. We no longer can see their numbers. Handoff is the number 14, and that's Kyle Breach. And Breach running well for the Tigers. Another 9-yard pickup. He's in Red Tornado territory at the Red Tornado 49-yard line.
Like you said in the beginning of the game here, this is the exact offense that Southern's run the past 5 years when they won the state championship, so we're not seeing anything different.
Now Snyder trots into that offensive lineup for the first time this evening. As Heintzman brings them up, it's second down and about 2 for the Tigers. It's a pass play. Heintzman drops straight back. He's got a man open in the backfield there. He was covered by Kovalevsky. He had a step, and that was number 22, Wimble, Andrew Wimble. And Wimble is a senior, 5'10", 175-pound running back, but he had some room. Heinzman just overthrew him a little bit.
Yeah, not a bad pass, just a little bit too far.
No pressure on Heinzman as he throws the ball. It'll bring up 3rd down and 2 now for the Tigers.
This is a crucial 3rd down for the Tornado defense here.
Absolutely. You want to see them make a stop here and make a statement. Now we line up in the wing tee with 3 guys behind him in that row behind Heinzman. And it's Snyder. I'm sorry, it's not. It's number 22, Wimble. Wimble is going to be chased down by Haynes. Wimble had a step on everybody, and now you see the speed of James Haynes, and you can see the close. Watch the replay. Watch how he closes on this play.
That was a good recovery by Haynes. The whole defense was beat, but he stuck with the play and went and made the tackle.
Normally a guy would score on that. Haynes is going to drop him down there, but not before Wimble takes it all the way down inside the 15, down at the 14-yard line where it's 1st and 10 Tigers, and they're on the move on their initial offensive series of the game. Carpenter on the carry. Carpenter's got room, and Carpenter's in the end zone. Touchdown, Southern Columbia Area Tigers. At the 9:39 mark of the first quarter, the Tigers are on the board. And they made that look easy, guys. I'll tell you what, Mark, we could be in trouble if we can't stop this. Here's the replay coming at you. Nobody touched him as he got on the outside of the Red Tornado defense.
Yeah, that was uncontested there. No chance to tackle him.
And he takes it in.
And that's exactly what the Tornadoes didn't want to do on the first defensive possession. They wanted to come out and show they were going to be strong against that run that Southern's so famous for, but not a good start for the defense.
Snyder, the kicker, puts it up, and it's good. So it's 7-0 Tigers here. And that was Breach that went into the end zone, I believe, right? Number 14.
Yes, I believe that is correct.
That was Breach on the touchdown. Kyle Breach, another senior on that Southern team, 5'10", 180-pounder. So the Southern Tigers show everybody in the stadium that the running game has not disappeared, as we had previously heard.
Yeah, the season so far, they're only averaging 71 yards a game. They had about 70 yards on that drive right there.
Absolutely. So they've made a statement here for the Red Tornadoes. Snyder will get ready to kick off to the Red Tornadoes. Deep down there will be number 30.
I see Haynes.
Haynes down there. You got, I believe it's DeMarco on the far side down there.
Is that Pulowski?
And Pulowski, number 21 on the near side here. Snyder lets it rip. It's a line drive going in the direction of DeMarco, but it'll bounce in front of Haynes. Haynes has trouble picking it up. Haynes finally has it, and Haynes is looking for a seam. He has one on the Southern sideline. And I'll tell you what, one guy, number 23 down there, Zeke Conrad, was the guy that slowed him up enough for everybody to catch up. Had he beaten Conrad, he would have scored.
It was a little shaky at the beginning of the kick return there. The ball was rolling around on the ground, which you don't like to see. But once he picked it up, he had made a nice return out of that.
All right, Washaleski trots in that Red Tornado lineup with their first offensive series of the night here. They will line up, I am sure, in the familiar I formation, which they do. They do not. As Haynes will come over here, everybody split out to the right. Haynes in that slot position. It's Demetrius behind him. He finds Morose, and Morose makes a nice catch out to the Red Tornado 39-yard line.
That's a good change of pace for the offense there. They were expecting run. You were expecting a lot of Haynes tonight. You come out with a nice little short pass there, an easy pass. It's completed, and it shows the Tigers that you're not afraid to throw.
The 7-yard gain will bring up 2nd down and 3 for the Red Tornadoes. Now in the I formation, Haynes behind Demetrius. And it's Haynes. And Haynes running hard, and Haynes will get very close to that first down. I believe he may have picked it up.
Yes, he did. Good hard-nosed run there by James Haynes.
And he did. 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes out at the Red 43-yard line.
Your eyes are still good.
They're getting there. Every year it gets more of a challenge here. All right, he puts McCracken wide left, but he gives it to Haynes, and Haynes is dropped in the backfield, making a great play down there for the Tigers. Tony Drain, a junior for the Tigers, and he hits Haynes hard behind the line of scrimmage.
They just busted right through that line. That play had no shot right from the snap.
It's going to bring up a loss of 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 13 now for the Tornadoes. This time it's DeMarco in the I formation. He's the deep back in front of Demetrius. And Washleski goes back to pass. He finds Moroz again. Moroz makes a nice move, and Moroz is loose over the 50-yard line, and he's going to be very close to the 1st down.
It looked like the exact same play, except they didn't have the 2 other wideouts there on the left-hand side. It worked again. So.
Right. So they're going to call it. Did they call it yes, 1st and 10. Maybe not. Maybe they're going to measure this. I'm not sure what we're doing here.
They already moved the chains, though.
They did move the chains on the other side. That's why I thought it was a 1st down, but I'm not sure what we're talking about. It's 1st and 10. They moved the chains. So 1st and 10 now in Tiger territory, and they'll set the ball down at the just inside the Tiger 43. Pulowski and Moroz now out to the right. We go up the middle with Demetrius, and we're going to be stopped for no gain at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it doesn't look like up the middle is working too well. So far, the success for the Tornadoes offense has come to the side, so.
All right, DeMarco will trot out of the huddle. Haynes will trot back into it on a 2nd down play. And it's Haynes, and Haynes makes a nice cut, heads to the Red Tornado sideline, and Haynes will take it down inside the 45, down to about the 42-yard line. A nice run by Haynes. You can see the explosiveness he brings to this offense.
Yeah, he showed good vision there. He's going to try to go up the middle, saw there was nothing there, and bounced it to the outside and made something out of nothing.
Kovaleski into the lineup for the Red Tornadoes now. 3rd down and about 3 for the Red Tornadoes. Rose comes in motion towards them, cuts inside. It's Kovaleski. Kovaleski makes the catch, and Kovaleski down along the sideline, down at the 16-yard line of the Tigers. We're going to be 1st and 10. Red Tornadoes, and the Tornadoes come out throwing the ball tonight.
And it's been efficient so far. Washleski's 3 for 3 so far, and he's looking good.
There you see the replay. Kovaleski made a nice play to bring that ball in. It turned him all the way around, and he still kept control and gained some extra yards after the catch. All right. Option play. Pitch to Haynes. Haynes is going to cut inside because Roth, number 5, made a great play. Steve Roth, the junior, made a nice play. Got inside the option play, stood his ground, and brought Haynes down. It's a loss on the play of about 2 yards. It'll bring up 2nd down and 12.
And that's what you have to do on the option. If you keep that to the inside, the option's made to go to the outside. And if you keep to the inside, you got a better chance of stopping.
Yeah, you can see Haynes had to make that sharp cut, and he cut back into the wash and brought him down. But a good play by Roth. All right, we stay in the I formation. We have 2 guys at the short side of the field. That would be Washleski's left side. But it's Haynes. And Haynes staggered a little bit at the line of scrimmage, and Haynes makes the turn. And Haynes is taken out of bounds down along the 21-yard line or so, I'd say. And Haynes just amazing right now. He's running the ball. There was nothing there. He stopped dead at the line of scrimmage and bounces out and turns toward the sideline, picks up a bunch of yardage. He's going to bring up 3rd down and 6 now for the Red Tornadoes with the ball. Now they place the ball down at the 22-yard line. Washleski back to pass.
There it is.
It's going to be pass interference. He was heading for Moroz. He had two guys in the pattern, and Moroz got bumped right as the ball was going towards him. So it'll be pass interference against the Southern Columbia Tigers, and we'll wait to see where that penalty puts. There you see the referee. There you'll see the bump right there as Moroz made a turn towards the ball, and he just bumped into each other. But unfortunately, you can't have contact like that when the ball's in the air like that.
Yeah, you can't stop the post route by standing in front of him.
Yeah. So they will place the ball down at the Red Tornado 11-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10, Big Red from the 11.
And that could turn out to be a big play. That would have brought up a 4th and 6 for the Tornado if that pass was incomplete.
Absolutely, Mark. You're right. That was a big penalty there. All right. We leave Demetrius behind Washleski as the lone back. And it's Demetrius. Demetrius takes the handoff. And Demetrius bulls his way inside the 5 down to the 4-yard line.
And that's pretty much the first play we've seen work right up the middle. Demetrius just put his head down and went.
It's going to bring up a 2nd down now. Let's see where they place. They place the ball down just inside the 5-yard line. So it'll be 2nd down and almost 4. They have to get down around the 1 for the 1st down.
Pretty much 2nd and goal.
Or 2nd and no, they can get. No, it's not 2nd and goal. They can get a 1st down here at the 1.
It's always hard to get the 1st down at the 1, though.
Well, yeah. I'm sorry, that went by me there. All right, now they're in the heavy formation now, and it's Haynes. And Haynes is stopped dead at the line of scrimmage. A nice play by the Southern Tigers down there. Getting off that pile down there, looks like number 15, Sam Springer. So it's 3rd down now for the Red Tornadoes and a long 3 for the 1st down and 5 or so for the touchdown.
You have to figure it's 4-down territory from here on out, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Kovaleski comes in with the play. All right, we got everybody split out to Washleski's right. He fakes it and gives it to Demetrius. Demetrius did not pick up the 1st down. In fact, Demetrius will get down to about the 4-yard line. They'll bring up 4th down. So he fakes a throw real quick, and he hands it to the inside to Demetrius. But Demetrius is not able to get the 1st down. The ball now at the 4-yard line. And it is now 4th down and still a very long 2, almost 3.
Yeah, I'd say more like 3.
And Coach Brennan wants to call a timeout here to talk about this. You do not want to walk away without some points down this deep, Mark.
No, absolutely. I mean, when Southern comes out and runs it right down your throat, puts up 7 points on the board, you don't want to come out of your first drive, which has so far been a pretty productive one without any points.
Yep, a good drive for the Red Tornadoes. They trail 7-0 here at the 3:38 mark of the 1st quarter. The Tigers taking the ball in their first offensive series, driving about 70 yards and in for the touchdown, and really showed some running prowess as they did it. The Southern Tigers of old as we remember them.
Exactly. Not the Southern we've been seeing in the first 2 games this season so far, for sure.
So this will be an interesting call now for the Red Tornadoes as Coach Brennan's in the middle of that huddle, and he's talking it over with them.
We've been successful with the short passes here in the early goings, though, so you want to see something, a little screen pass of some sort.
Yeah. An absolute fabulous crowd here at the Silver Bowl. Boy, everybody's here. It's a great night. Now, there's a threat of rain, but if it doesn't rain, it's a great night. It's a little bit breezy. Temperature's probably down in the 70s, probably in the 60s by now. Just a nice early fall night to play football.
Perfect football weather.
But it has been very cloudy all day. They have been calling for showers since the beginning of the day. They have not materialized, at least here, and we are hoping that they do not show up for the remainder of this game. All right, the Tiger defense got their instructions, and they're ready to take on the Red Tornadoes as they trot out. 4th down and about 3 for the 1st down, 4th down, and 4 for the touchdown. They go into the heavy backfield. Konovich now in that backfield is another fullback next to Demetrius. And it's going to be Washleski, and Washleski's going to take it down, and Washleski's going to be very close to the 1st down.
I think he's got the 1st down there.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
No, he didn't. It's not enough. Not where they mark the ball. So the Red Tornadoes will turn the ball over, it seems, on downs. We'll wait and see here because we got a lot of talking going on here.
That looked like a generous spot there for the Tigers. Thought he got a little bit farther than that.
So they're going to measure it. Okay, that's what they're doing. I couldn't tell what they were doing. It didn't look like he made it where they were standing. So
that's a first down.
And he did.
Yep.
He did. It's first and goal for the Red Tornadoes. And the ball's sitting about the back to the 1 yard line.
1 yard
he had
line.
to get to the 1, so he made it to the 1 yard line. So first and goal for the 1 on a nice play by Wasilewski.
And that's what you want to see from your quarterback. You want to have a quarterback who's not afraid to do whatever he has to do to get his team a first down, and that's exactly what Wasilewski did on that play.
Goins into the offensive lineup now for the Red Tornadoes as they go into a heavy formation here. Goins is going to line up as a fullback right now. And they'll give it to Haynes, and Haynes is going to leap into the end zone. No call yet. There it is. A late call. Touchdown, Red Tornadoes. At the 3:02 mark of the first quarter, it's 7-6. Tigers with the Red Tornadoes about to attempt the extra point. A very nice drive by the Red Tornadoes, Mark.
Absolutely. Southern came out and ran it right down our throats, and the Tornadoes came back out and answered them. With the extra point here, the score could be tied 7-7.
Wasilewski in to attempt the extra point out of the hold of Morose. And he is not going to make it. It's going to remain 7-6. And I'm not exactly sure how that went, but it wasn't blocked.
It didn't look like the hold was it didn't look like the ball was put down fast enough, so
the score remains 7-6 here. The Red Tornadoes will get ready to kick off to the Tigers, but a very impressive march down the field. As we have seen in the first two games, the Red Tornadoes have not let up a beat here in the third game, as they just have an absolute punishing ground game.
You got to give props to Wasilewski on that drive, too. He had a couple key passes and, of course, that first down run on 4th and 2. He had a good drive there. That's a good opening drive for Marcus to come out and show them that he's not afraid to both pass and run.
So Menapace will tee it up for the Red Tornadoes. Down deep will be Snyder, 28, and Wimble, 22 for the Tigers. Collins ready to go here. Kicks it straight up in the air. It's going to be fielded at the 30-yard line and brought down immediately down there. Number 47 for the Red Tornadoes brought him down, Matt Dietz. But again, the Achilles heel of the Red Tornadoes is its kicking game right now, and that showed up a little bit last week where we were not, of course they had such a good kicker, but we were not able to change field position at all. And we do it again here tonight as the Tigers now start at their own 33-yard line, 1st and 10 on the short kickoff. Handoff right in the middle of the field down there, and that's going to go nowhere. He gave it to Jared Halleck, number 7, I believe.
5.
Or 5, Roth?
Yep.
It's a 5, it's Roth. Okay,
yes.
I'm sorry, Roth on the carry. The Red Tornadoes stack him up for no gain on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
That's definitely what the defense is looking for there. I mean, you can't let them go right up the middle. That's what they've been doing the past couple of years, and you need to stop that.
All right, Heinzman will bring him up. Heinzman back to pass now. Looking for his man down along the Red Tornadoes sideline, and he has him. And that is Snyder down there. Snyder will be tackled by Morose, but not before he gets down to the Red Tornado 45-yard line. A nice throw by Heinzman to Snyder.
Yeah, that was a timing route there. He just threw it up and expected his receiver to get there, and he did.
The 1st and 10 Tigers now in Red Tornado territory. Ball handed off to number 24 down there, Carpenter, and Carpenter picks up big yardage.
That's about 12 more yards on the ground.
He stopped in there by number 50 for the Red Tornadoes.
Phil Chicatano.
Chicatano, the linebacker, making the stop, but the Tigers running roughshod on the Red Tornadoes here at the waning moments of the first quarter. We are going just under 2 minutes now in the first quarter. The ball sitting down at the 34-yard line of the Red Tornadoes. And we come the other way in the same play. That's 22, Wimble. Wimble into the Red Tornadoes secondary now. He'll be stopped by Clokus, number 6.
About the 17, 18-yard line.
Yep, there's down to the 18-yard line where it's 1st and 10 again, Tigers, as they are just smashing through the Red Tornado defense.
And what you're seeing is the Tornadoes had to work really hard to get down near the end zone. The Tigers are doing a minimal effort right now, and that's definitely not a good thing. Your defense.
No, not at all. You're right. This time it's Roth on the carry. Roth waits a little bit, finds his opening, and he'll be brought down there hard by Haynes, but he crossed the 15-yard line, and he's down to about the 13-yard line. Just kind of, if you look at the replay here, he just kind of hid for a second. Look, he just kind of stops there for a second and waits to see which way it's going to go. Look at the close on Haynes, though, as Haynes just wrestles him down.
Yeah, Haynes is playing with a lot of intensity so far tonight. Hopefully some of that can rub off on the rest of the defense.
Yep. All right, he's got Wimble, Roth, and Carpenter behind him here.
Wimble.
Handoff is the Wimble, and Wimble cuts back the other way, and Wimble into the end zone. It's touchdown, Southern Columbia. And they made that look very easy.
Way too easy. Tornadoes, like I said before, working, and they just took it down in, about 7-8 plays, and that was it.
At the 33-second mark of the first quarter, Tigers on the board again. It's 13-6 with Snyder in to attempt the extra point. The holder down there is Dave Fegley. And Snyder puts it up and true, as Snyder, one of the better kickers in the area. He's pretty good at what he does. And it's 14-6 Tigers. The Red Tornadoes get lined up immediately here, get ready to receive the kickoff. Tigers in their little huddle there as they get ready to kick off, but not the way the Red Tornadoes wanted to start this football game.
No, without a doubt. In the beginning of the game, we said, defense is going to have to come up with a couple big plays, and that's what's going to win this game. And so far, neither defense has showed much of anything. With, of course, the Tornadoes still being down a touchdown here, 8 points.
All right, Snyder trots out. He gets ready here. Snyder lets it rip. Going to go down into Haynes, down right around the 13-yard line as Haynes looks for an alley to go here, and Haynes will be brought down around the 28-yard line down there, and we'll see who gets off the bottom of that pile. Looks like number 20, I believe. Let me see if he makes a turn there. No, 80. Number 80 for the Tigers making the stop. Joe Admire. So Washleski trots it in here. There are 27 seconds here to go. Washleski straight back to pass. Plenty of time. Looking for Kovaleski, and Kovaleski just couldn't hold on. Kovaleski was covered well, but the ball was thrown perfectly.
Yep.
But down on the coverage down there, and he's shaking up a little bit. Let me see when he gets up. I'll get his number. His eyes aren't that good, Mark, that I can pick him out of the crowd there. But I think he's number 23. That's Zeke Conrad. He was step for step with Kovaleski, but Kovaleski had the inside position and just a perfectly thrown ball, and Conrad did everything he could, to break it up.
Yeah, perfect throw, perfect coverage. Just couldn't hang on.
So 2nd down and 10 for the Red Tornadoes. Kovaleski on the option. This way the opposite direction is Haynes is on the southern side of the ball down there, and he'll be taken out of bounds.
That was a nice tackle. Let's see, number 9.
Yeah, number 9 getting out the foul. It's Dave Fegley on the tackle for the Tigers.
Yeah, the option looked like it showed a little bit more promise that time, but Fegley made a nice move to the outside and held on to Haynes long enough to push him out.
Picked up about 3 yards on the play. It's 3rd and 7. All right, Morose trots in with the play here. This is a long 30 seconds as we still have 13 seconds left there. On the 3rd and 7 call, Wasilewski now in the shotgun. These 2 guys behind who Wasilewski doesn't like what he sees. Now Wasilewski's loose, and Wasilewski tiptoes down the sideline. Now he went out right at the marker. We'll see if it's a 1st down because the marker dropped as he got close, but he's right there where the marker was standing. Let me see where they placed the ball at and see if he got it.
1st down.
1st down, Red Tornadoes on a nice scramble by Wasilewski. Here you see the replay, and you see Wasilewski looking around, and then he takes off down the sideline, heading for the southern side of the field, and he gets along the southern sideline, and he gets just enough steps in there to pick up the 1st down.
What I like there, Warren, is he waited for his blockers to come in front of him. He didn't just try to do the play himself.
All right, I formation, everybody out here to the left side of the field for Wasilewski, and it's Haynes. And Haynes bowling his way for
about a half a yard.
Maybe not, maybe about a half a yard. We're going to call it 2nd and 10 here for the Tornadoes. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the 1st quarter of play here at the Silver Bowl tonight with the score. The Southern Columbia Area Tigers 14, the Red Tornadoes 6. Well, give me a chance here to do my public service announcement. And folks, I really want you to take this to heart a little bit, as we talked about this last week. Next week, the Shamokin game down at Kemp Memorial Stadium. The Sack Hunger Campaign. The Sack Hunger Campaign will take place at the Mount Carmel Area Shamokin Area football game Friday, September 21st. Trucks from each school will be decorated in their respective school colors and parked outside the entrance to Kemp Memorial Stadium from 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. Show support for your team and your community by donating canned goods to the appropriately decorated truck. All food donated will benefit the Manna for the Many in Shamokin and the Shepherd's Pantry in Mount Carmel. The event is co-sponsored by the Mount Carmel Area and Shamokin Area Ministeriums. Guys, I'll tell you what, I mean, you want to add a little bit more excitement, a little bit more pleasure to a football game, then go down to the traditional backyard rival with Shamokin Area Indians next week and take an article of canned food with you and try to help out. This is the time of the season where it really means something as we get into the late fall and Thanksgiving, things like that. And believe me, you can't imagine, unless you've been to one of these pantries, you can't imagine the amount of food that they're giving out to people who need it. So don't forget, put something in your pocket, take it down, and donate it to whichever truck is wearing your colors. All right. 2nd down now for the Red Tornadoes, and we pitch it out to Haynes. Haynes heading over the southern side of the sideline, and Haynes makes a nice play. Number 45 for the
Curtis Nichols.
Curtis Nichols for the Tigers. So it brings up 3rd down now, and it's 3rd down and about 7. We call it 3rd and 6, but it's a long 6. Ball resting at the Red Tornado 44-yard line. Wasilewski, a dump pass. It was knocked down.
Right at the line of scrimmage.
Right at the line of scrimmage. Did you see who knocked it down?
Looking like maybe 73.
If it is 73, that would be Ken Skatroma for the Tigers. I did not see you knock it down. I was following the ball carrier, or the pass receiver. So it's going to bring up 4th down, and now the Red Tornadoes will be punting.
And there's the first defensive stand we talked about. The Tigers come up with it.
Yep. Wasilewski in punt formation for the Tornadoes. He's kicking down there to Snyder. He kicks it down. Snyder will take it down at the 22-yard line. Snyder's being pinned in there by the Red Tornadoes. Snyder up the Red Tornado sideline. And I'll tell you what, gang, you cannot miss that many tackles. You just can't.
No, they missed 4 or 5 tackles on that, and they're lucky he stepped out of bounds because he had a lot of room here on the sideline.
Cannot. Now here you see him. He's coming right at you here, and you'll start to see the missed tackles a little bit here.
There's one.
Makes a nice stop move. And there's the other missed tackle, and there's the second guy can't reach him, and finally he gets pushed out of bounds. But a nice return by Snyder, and the ball now at the Tiger 39-yard line. They've had good field position this entire first half.
Yeah, we were saying that the Tornadoes haven't been given they've been giving the opponents very favorable field position so far this season, and it's no different tonight so far.
And a timeout on the field here. And I believe the timeout
Mount Carmel
is called by the Red Tornadoes as the defensive coach, Babinski, trots into the huddle, and he's going to want to talk to the Red Tornadoes. What an odd timeout is that they were mostly on the sideline anyway, but wants to talk with them before the Tigers begin on offense again, as they have been fairly porous here this evening so far.
And Tornadoes defense has to step it up here a little bit. You don't want to go down 2 touchdowns here. Early goings in the second quarter.
The Red Tornado fans in front of us here in a sea of white as they call for a whiteout. Even the end zone bleachers are all in white.
Yeah, we have some people spelling out Tornadoes there and some skin paint.
And we have a little bit of everything going here tonight. And the timeout about to end here. The Tigers come up to the line of scrimmage. Ball's handed out to Breach, number 14, and Breach is tripped up in the backfield. Moreau's actually with the initial hit to bring him down.
Also in on that one was number 6. I think that's Justin Clocus.
And a gain of about 1 on the play. It's 2nd down and 9. Tiger down there with his shoe off, and that's actually Breach had his shoe taken off as he was running.
Literally a shoestring tackle.
Yes, if there is one, that's one. And the Tigers, that's Wimble, number 22. And this is a play that Wimble has run wild on us. He makes that cut back the other way, and we are not able to stop him. He will pick up just, let's see where they place him to see if he gets the first down or not. It is. It's 1st and 10 Tigers out at the Tornado.
An injury over here.
Or the Tiger 49. A Red Tornado is down on the field, so there's a timeout on the field. It'll give me a chance, folks, to remind you that you're listening to this audio webcast courtesy of WKMC TV, Mount Carmel Area High School, on the PIAA Internet Broadcast Network. Those of you who are wondering when I say this, how you do this, go to the Mount Carmel Area website, and there is a link right there to this broadcast. You can hear it either live or you can hear it archived throughout the week afterwards. So that's how you want to get to it. That's how you can listen to it. So if you got friends and family who are far away and can't make the game, let them listen to it on the webcast. I see who's down on the field for the Red Tornadoes, and I think it's number 60 from what I can gather.
60
right?
or 50.
If it's Steck has been hurting all week with an intestinal flu we heard last night at Supper Club. That's why he is not playing defense, and I didn't point that out in the beginning, but Kanovich has actually taken his spot at the defensive tackle spot in his place. They only wanted him to be able to play offensively tonight to kind of conserve his strength as he finally got back to practice just last night. If it's 50,
it's Phil Chicatano.
and it's Phil Chicatano is who it'll be on the ground. It may be him.
I think it is.
Yeah. So Doc Greco's out and the training staff out there attending to him. Give us a chance to remind you folks, we talk about Supper Club every week. Supper Club is every Thursday night, 6:15 in the back room at Matucci's. We'll have the kids there, some cheerleaders there, the coaching staff there. You get to ask questions about this game here tomorrow night and the upcoming Shamokin area Indian game coming up in 2 days' time. So if you are a football fan of Mount Carmel area, then that is the place you need to be on a Thursday night.
Sorry I won't be able to be there this year.
You're not coming, huh? All right. Number 40 in the game for the Red Tornadoes is Craniac, and he took the place of Chicatano. Pass play down to number 28 down there for the Tigers, and that is Colby Snyder. Snyder makes the catch at the 40-yard line, and that's good for a first down. It's 1st and 10 Tigers.
So far, Snyder's been relatively quiet here. It looks like Heitzman might be trying to get him into the game a little bit there with a little slant pattern.
A nice pass by Heinzman.
Right on the button.
Chicatano went right back into the lineup, so he's back in there again at his linebacker spot for the Red Tornadoes. This time it's Wimble, and Wimble again on a missed tackle. Wimble pounds his way. Haynes makes the stop, but not before Wimble's down to the 30-yard line. Wimble's having himself one whale of a football game here tonight. Here you see the replay.
It's all been that same play so far, and it's except for one time, I think it's gone the exact same side of the field, too.
Yep. So here you see Wimble, how free he is. The initial tackle is where he would have been brought down at, but we missed it. In Wimble running free on the Red Tornadoes right now. Official timeout on the field here as they want to confer about something here. 9:37 here in the second quarter. They want to talk about the yard markers, I guess. I don't know.
They might bring it back and measure it. Can they do that?
Ooh, that's a tough one. They can do it, yeah. You can see how they're replacing the marker, but no,
This doesn't make sense. The markers are all the way back here behind the play.
It's not. It wasn't a first down. That's what happened. It's a second down now. Number 24 running for the Tigers, Carpenter. He'll pick up. I thought it was a first down because where he set it down. And actually, the linesman thought it was a first down. He moved the marker.
Yep.
But it was not. But as you are right now, it is down at the Red Tornado 26-yard line.
Clocuson on that last tackle.
It's not often you fool the guys in the sticks by telling him to move and to find out that it's not.
A little bit of confusion, but.
All right, Heinzman brings him up. Wimble again, and this time Wimble stopped dead down there. That's a good play down there by big number 56 for the Red Tornadoes, Beldraski.
Yeah, that was a good play. It looked like that was going to be the exact same play to Wimble where he was going to cut it back, and they caught him before he even had a chance to do that.
Here's the replay. You'll see him get hit in the backfield. He's going to lose a yard on the play. It's 2nd and 11. But that's probably the first time that we've actually done that. So Juraski on that defensive lineup. He took Kanovich's place over there right now for the Red Tornadoes. Heinzman back to pass. Under pressure again by Juraski. Juraski put him in a lot of pressure. He's running to the sideline. He has his man down there. He hits his guy all the way down. The guy getting up there is 24 for the Carpenter for the Tigers. Nice play by Heinzman as Heinzman was being chased. Here you'll see the replay. Watch how far he runs and then squares himself enough to throw. He hits Carpenter down inside the 20, down at the 19.
Yeah, he runs halfway across the field there and sets his feet, makes the perfect throw. Good play avoiding the pressure.
So 7:49 remaining here in the second quarter of play, and the Tigers are knocking on the door again here as they have a 3rd and 3 at the 19. Wimble on a familiar play that we have not been able to stop at all, and Wimble will pick up some good yardage again here. In fact, he'll pick up the first down. See where they finally put it down at. It's going to go down along the 13-yard line.
Yep.
Where it's 1st and 10 Tigers.
And again, that same play, the coaches are going to have to figure out a way to stop that one play. It's the one that's killing us so far. I can guarantee they're not going to stop running it until we stop it.
Heinzman. And I believe that is Wimble again. No, I'm
24.
sorry, that's 24, Carpenter. Carpenter will pick up 2 yards on the play. It'll bring up second down and 8. The ball sitting down at the 11. He's going to put Wimble in motion. He hands it to Wimble. Wimble looking for the cut. And this time Wimble, Wimble was originally stopped at the line of scrimmage, and he'll take a bunch of Red Tornadoes. But Wimble's looking like Superman here as we cannot bring him down. He will, well, depending where they give him his forward motion now. Let's see where they give, where he actually, where they tell me he's winning. They gave him to the 9. So they're going to put the ball at the 9-yard line.
Again, a couple more missed tackles there. He was able to make a little bit out of what should have been a loss.
Should have been a loss. You're absolutely right, Mark. Absolutely right. All right, brings up a 3rd and 6 now for the Tigers from the Red Tornado 9-yard line. It's Carpenter in motion, and it's Roth. And Roth trying to find a seam there, and Roth brought down hard by Haynes.
There's a nice tackle again by Haynes there.
Roth will pick up. We're going to see where they put him down. He's at the 9. He's down to about the 7. Or so give him 2 yards on the play.
Brings up a big 4th down here. See what the Tigers are going to do. They're going to call a timeout.
So 4th down, and they're going to think about this because, again, with Snyder, you have a shot at a 3-point play here, you know, with the field goal. So we'll see what Coach Roth wants to do. At the moment, he didn't bring Snyder out with him, but I can tell. I'm looking for number 37 down there, and that's where the number that Brian is wearing. So we'll see what now Coach Roth's thought's got to be here, Mark, at the 5:22 mark. We put one more touchdown there, we might be able to walk away with a win. Yeah,
without a doubt. I mean, despite the fact that the Tornadoes offense will get the ball back no matter what happens here on this drive, and then they get the ball to start the second half. Even so, the Tornadoes offense on their last possession wasn't too impressive, and the Tiger defense stepped up. So
now he changes his mind, and now Snyder comes into the ball game. So the Tigers will go for the field goal here. The ball is sitting down at the 7-yard line, so
about 6 yards, about 23 yards.
17 and be 23, 24-yard field goal when he puts it up. He puts it up, and he got it just inside the post, but he got it.
Yep.
And now it is Southern Columbia 17, the Red Tornadoes 6 at the 5:20 mark of the second quarter. The Red Tornadoes are going to have to make something happen very quickly.
That's even almost a small victory because that was the first time they even had a 4th down so far this game. So
it's a good way to look at that, Mark. I like that one.
Got to be optimistic sometimes.
Southern Columbia playing very well here tonight, coming off that loss from Bloomsburg. They definitely have a burr under the saddle on this one. They came out breathing fire. All right, Snyder getting ready to kick off to the Red Tornadoes, the familiar trio down there, DeMarco, Haynes, and Pulowski, getting ready to receive the kick. Snyder lets it rip. This time DeMarco right at the 18-yard line. DeMarco heads upfield looking for some blocking, makes a nice cut, and DeMarco will take it up over the 35-yard line out to the Red Tornado 36-yard line where it's 1st and 10.
Yeah, not a bad return there by DeMarco. It's better than being inside the 30. It's decent field position to start this drive, which they really do need to come away with points from.
Yep, I believe so too. They got to score some points here before they get into the half, or they're going to be in trouble. Wasilewski will bring him up. He has DeMarco as the lone back in back of him. Everybody out to his left to the wide side of the field. He looks to pass, and he's trying to hit Moreau's out there. Moreau's well covered by Roth.
It looked like it was tipped by a lineman there.
Ball never got all the way out to him, so it's 2nd and 10.
And that was the play they started running in the first quarter on their first possession when it was successful, and the Tigers had it a lot better coverage on it that time.
This time he leaves Demetrius and DeMarco in with him in the shotgun. Shovel pass to DeMarco, and DeMarco's got some room along the southern sideline, and DeMarco will take it all the way down to the southern 48-yard line. He's finally stopped in there by number 9 for the Tigers, Dave Fegley. But he's in Tiger territory, and it's 1st and 10. Red Tornadoes on a nice shovel pass to DeMarco.
Yeah, I like that. It looked like they were going to fake the option there. Then Wasilewski just kind of stopped and gave a little shovel pass to DeMarco, and he found some room there.
Time we go to a option, but that play was just demolished. Big number 73 down there. Ken Scatroma was pretty much the first guy in that blew it up.
Yeah, that exploded right from the start.
I'm not sure what we were doing there, but that was ugly.
It was the replay.
A big loss on the play, folks. When I say big, I mean big loss on the play. It's going to bring
yards.
up second and a long 5, almost 6 yards. So it'll be 2nd and 16. DeMarco's going to give Haynes a spell. Haynes stays in. And Kovalevsky comes out. They're going to have to hustle with this play. As his hand's up in the air already, he's going to have to snap the ball very quickly. And now he couldn't. He calls timeout. And Coach Brennan is a ball of fire right now.
He sprinted out there.
Oh, he is just livid. Oh, he is just, this is just vintage Brennan now. As he is giving him a piece of every part of his mind.
Blown a gasket.
And a couple of pieces of other parts of his body as he is angry in that huddle. That was just, the first play was botched, and then he botched getting up to the line of scrimmage here. So they burn a timeout. There is 3:57 remaining in the second quarter here.
They don't have any timeouts left, though.
And they're getting an early halftime pep talk from Coach Brennan.
Yeah. And that's one thing the Tornadoes can't do here. They're shooting themselves in the foot. They had the big play by DeMarco, then the loss, and now the timeout that's not really necessary because they were too slow up to the line. And
no, absolutely, you're right.
Little mistakes.
But in a game like this, they kill you. They really do. All right. Amazingly, Coach Brennan's face is drained of all the red already. That was very good the way he's doing that.
Quick circulation this time.
All right, Haynes comes in motion towards us here. We're looking for a screen to DeMarco, and DeMarco has a lot of room.
There you go.
DeMarco down the sideline. A nice run by DeMarco. He's brought down in there finally by number 15, Sam Springer, but he's down into Tiger territory, down at the 31-yard line where it's 1st and 10. Red Tornadoes, a nice play by both. Look at Wasilewski. He faked it, get everybody's head going the other way, and he throws it to the screen in the middle.
He showed a lot of good patience there. He's waiting for his blockers to get in front of DeMarco before he threw it.
So that little pep talk from Coach Brennan worked.
So far.
All right. Haynes from the back, from the I formation, and Haynes pulls his way down to the 24-yard line.
That's 7 or 8 yards.
We'll give him about 8 on the play. He'll bring up second down. Let's see where they finally play. No, they play the ball back a little bit. So he's down right at the 25-yard line. We'll bring up 2nd and 4. The Tornadoes, a little bit of focus here in the waning moments of the second quarter. Back in that I formation. Kovalevsky now in motion. And it's Haynes again, and this time Haynes met at the line of scrimmage. He'll pick up a yard or two just on sheer second effort there. Number 30 coming off the bottom of that pile is Tony Drain for the Tigers. Springer also on the stop.
It's going to bring up another big third down for the Tornadoes. Only 2.5 minutes left here in the first half.
Third and 3.
Long 2 maybe.
Everybody split out to his right. He's got Kovaleski out there. He's got Moroz out there, and now he puts Haynes in motion, and he hands it to Demetrius, and Demetrius will pick up the first down. Again, we've seen that play 2 or 3 times tonight, and it's worked pretty well each time.
I mean, that play's working really well for the Tornadoes when they need 2-3 yards. They usually gain about 4 on it, and that's exactly what they needed on that play.
Well, it's 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes now right at the Tiger 20-yard line.
Clock's ticking away.
Minute 52 here remaining in the quarter. And this time he'll split. He splits Haynes out right, but he looks left. He's under a lot of pressure. He tries to hit Moroz. The pressure came from number 34 down there, Aaron Yoder of the Tigers, and he pretty much blew the play up.
Yeah, he had his hand on Wasilewski's arm there, and Wasilewski just couldn't get any power behind that one, so came up a little short of Moroz.
2nd and 10, but it does stop the clock.
Which isn't the worst thing right now.
No, that was actually okay. Yoder made a nice play there to get in so quickly and blow the play up. He was looking for Moroz down along the southern sideline, but he just couldn't get enough arm on it to get it to him. Wasilewski under tons of pressure. He'll be brought down. First guy in there was number 34, Aaron Yoder once again. Tony Drain in on the play also, and now, folks, it begins to rain. Just moments ago, it started raining, and it's raining pretty good right now. We've got about 1:20 left here in the second quarter, but the crowd is up on their feet now trying to get coats and umbrellas up as it's coming down pretty good.
Bringing out the ponchos.
All right, it is 3rd down now and 20. The ball back at the 31-yard line. And it's Moroz, and Moroz gain a tackle saving that by touchdown saving tackle by Snyder, number 28. Had Moroz been able to elude that tackle, it would have been a touchdown.
That's going to bring up a long 4th down too. The clock's just running.
So it'll bring up 4th and 10. With the ball back at the Tiger 20-yard line.
They're taking too much time here.
Kovaleski now brings the play in for the Tornadoes, but now they're going to have to step it up. That guy's arm's going to be up in a little bit here.
There's only 30 seconds left in the half, too.
All right, Wasilewski straight back. He's got some time now, and it's Moroz, and just underthrew Moroz just a little bit. Moroz couldn't bring it in as he was starting to slide down to get it. And 19 seconds left, and the Red Tornadoes have turned the ball over on downs.
Yeah, that one just came out awkward. I'm guessing the ball was a little wet and it just slipped. It's unfortunate time for that to happen on 4th and 10.
Folks, it's a major rainstorm now. I mean, it's just teeming rain right now. My guess the Tigers will want to take a knee here and get out of this and get into the locker room with a 17-6 lead.
Yeah,
we'll see what Coach Ross decides.
You don't want to risk a turnover now.
Heinzman will bring him up. A nice safe play up the middle, but Roth dropped the ball.
There it is.
Roth fumbled the ball, but there's 14 seconds left here. The Red Tornadoes will go back on offense.
Might be able to get 2 plays in here, not much more than that. Gonna have to have a smart call here to get out of bounds. Slows down a little bit, Ray.
Yeah, I mean, it was really coming down there for a second, and now it's back to a moderate rainfall, but still raining pretty heavily here as Wasilewski trots in the huddle. The ball sitting right at the Tiger 35-yard line where it's 1st and 10, but more importantly, there's only 14 seconds left, and the Red Tornadoes have no timeouts. Wasilewski now, plenty of coverage as the Tigers go deep. Moroz had it, but a great play by number 23 down there, Zeke Conrad, to knock it out of Morose's hands. He had it there, but Conrad came over the top and knocked it down.
A lot stronger throw there from Wasilewski than the last play, so unfortunately it got knocked out.
9 seconds.
The ref's holding the ball in the towel before he puts it on the ground.
Trying to keep it dry as it just continues to rain here now. Well, I thought it was going to be a great evening here, but if it continues like this, it's going to turn ugly quick.
Real quick.
All right, Wasilewski back in that shotgun formation. He has Demetrius back to help. Plenty of time, but he decides to run the ball, and that will pretty much do it for the half, and it does, and that is the end of the first half of play here in the Silver Bowl between these two great backyard rivals, with the score of the Southern Columbia area Tigers 17, the Red Tornadoes of Mount Carmel area 6. I want to remind everybody you are listening to the audio webcast tonight, if you are listening to it, courtesy of WKMC TV, Mount Carmel Area High School, and you are listening to it on the PIAA Internet Broadcast Network. Okay, gang, we're back here getting ready to start the second half of play. And we have Jose here up in the booth, actually, as the rainstorm has scared him off the field a little bit. And he's up here with us tonight. And he's going to tell us what these first half stats tell us. And if you're a Southern fan, you can't wait to hear these. If you're a Mount Carmel area fan, you don't want to hear them.
You're right, Warren. I think we helped Southern put it all back together tonight. In the first half, 20 rushes, 165 yards, no negative yards at all. 3 of 4 passing for 41 for a total of 206 yards, 11 first downs. For Mount Carmel, 21 rushes for 30 net yards. And that's really unusual because we've been running the ball very well all year. 7 of 12 passing for 86 for a total of 116 yards and 9 first downs. James Haynes, who has been on fire this year, 13 carries, 21 yards. Julius Demetrius, 4 of 13. Matty Moreau's 4 catches for 42 yards. Dave DeMarco, 2 of 39, and Matty Kovaleski, 1 for 15. Obviously, the last possession before the half, Warren, may have been a real killer. We needed to score there to keep this thing close, and it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, they've dug themselves a hole here, and they're going to have to climb out of it. Now, I mean, obviously they can. It's still not the game hasn't been blown out yet. It's 11 points. So, I mean, they've got to get some offense going. They're going to receive the ball here to start the second half, and they're going to have to throw the ball a little better. They have 86 yards, so they've thrown a little better than they have the last 2 games, but they've got to step it up a little bit. They've got to make some room for us to run in. But more importantly, the defense has got to stop them running, and he's got to tackle them. More than anything, we're stopping them. We don't tackle them.
Warren, there were at least 5 or 6 plays in the first half. We had a man in the backfield run a line of scrimmage, and we didn't hold on to it.
Oh, absolutely.
We let him go, and we can see. It seems like we can throw the ball. I just hope we give Marcus a little more time, and we can get back in the game. You're right. It's not over at all. We talked again. It seems redundant. The first series coming out this half is important, and I think that we have to come out and do it.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. This is it now. I mean, now it's time for a gut checker for these guys and see if they can come out of this thing with a win. All right, we're getting ready to start the second half. The captains are going out to midfield, so we'll get ourselves turned around and get ready to start this thing the way we started. And we'll be with you with the kickoff in 1 minute here. Mark, you've had a great first half, pal. I'll tell you what, Penn State must be doing wonders for you.
I've learned a few things, you know.
Yeah, a few, huh?
Pretty much how to handle guys like you for the most part, but
Whoa.
You learned that in the first couple of months you're up there.
only 3 weeks.
I'm impressed. I am impressed.
Does Joe Pa teach a class up there or what?
I don't think he's in any shape to teach any classes right now. But
Has enough trouble getting to and from practice.
yeah.
All right, the captain's standing out there at midfield there, and you'll see that the Red Tornadoes will be receiving to start the second half, so they'll go on offense. That's a Brennan trademark. When he wins the toss, he always likes to defer to the second half so he gets the ball. And let's hope that pays off for the Red Tornadoes. The Southern Columbia area Tigers have to be very happy. They played a very, very good first half of football, a flawless first half of football. Really did very well. And all the things I think they wanted to do to come off that loss at Bloomsburg. So the Red Tornadoes, on the other hand, I mean, they have got to get themselves together a little bit, and that defense has got to – the defensive backs have got to step up on the run a little bit. They've got to pressure the line of scrimmage more. They're making the tackles, but they're making them 12, 15 yards into the backfield.
You're right, Warren. Other than James Haynes, I don't see much run support at all coming out of the secondary in the first half.
Right, yeah, I mean, that's just it. He's the only guy stepping up and stopping anybody. So we'll see how it goes, folks. We got a second half to play here, and you'll see what we see. The familiar group going back for the Red Tornadoes will be DeMarco, Haynes, and Pulowski. Snyder kicking off. Snyder got a field goal to his credit already tonight. And we're getting ready to go. The Red Tornadoes trail 17-6 to start this second half. The rain it's slowed. It has not stopped, but it has slowed considerably from what it was at the end of the first half. And right now it's playable, so hopefully the rain will hold off for the remainder of this game. All right, Snyder gives the signal, and Snyder lets it rip. It's going to go down to Pulowski this time, down at the 17-yard line, and Pulowski will bring it up. He looks for a seam. He bounces outside, and Pulowski's got some speed. And Pulowski tripped up out at the 45-yard line, making a tackle down there for the Tigers is number 23, Zeke Conrad. And Zeke Conrad having a great game tonight for the Tigers.
You've been saying his name a lot there. And Pulowski on the return, he waited for his blockers, picked his hole nice, and he got out of about the 45-yard line and gives the Tornadoes great field position to start the second half.
You know, Warren, I've been touting Pulowski to you in this preseason, and I really think he's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
He showed a little flashes there. He has great speed.
All right, the familiar I formation for the Tornadoes. Back to pass, and he's under pressure almost instantly. He'll be brought down by Scatroma. 73 is the guy that'll bring him down, but he was pressured by number 86. Joe Piccarelli was actually the guy that gave him the first pressure. Scatroma finished him off, and the Tornadoes start off on the wrong side here immediately to start the second half as they'll take a big loss on the play. Ball back at the 36-yard line.
Yeah, the good field position's gone now.
Warren, if you notice that they had James Goins that time in at a double tight set, or in a tight end set, and he went straight down the field looking to stretch the field a little bit and trying to utilize his speed. They haven't done that at all this year.
Now Goins stays in the game. He's out to the left, but we go to Pulowski, and Pulowski's going to be buried. On the play, number 30, another guy having a big game for the Tigers is Tony Drain, the junior, 6'1", 185-pounder. He's having himself a whale of a game also on the black side of the ball here. So the Red Tornadoes march steadily backward. It's now going to be third down and about 21 yards for the first down.
They're going to need something big here. Their drive's going the wrong way right now.
Wasilewski will trot into the huddle with the play from Coach Brennan. Everybody split out to his left. He hands it up the middle to Julius Demetrius, and Demetrius gets it back up to the 44-yard line, almost the original line of scrimmage. It's fourth down for the Red Tornadoes. And they will go into a kick formation. It's 4th and 10, 4th and 11.
That's exactly what the Tornadoes didn't want to come out
No.
second half and do right there.
No, you're right. Everything we talked about they did not do any of the things we talked about. So.
Well, there's always hope now for the defensive side of the ball.
All right, Wasilewski lets it rip. Snyder's trying to track it down, and Snyder will let it bounce right in front of him down at the 15-yard line. There's a block in the back that'll bring this wherever he goes. It's bringing it back. A clear block in the back, and that couldn't have been any worse because he was right in front of the referee when he did it. So that play will come back. The penalty is being assessed right at the 21-yard line where it happened. So a break for the Red Tornadoes.
You're going to call it hold?
It's a block. I mean, he just crushed him in the back. He was completely square in the back and knocked him down. So, in fact, you saw it on the replay. I'm not sure if you got the whole thing there, but right out in the open, and the ref had to throw the flag about 2 feet. He was that close to him. So, with the penalty, they're going to march the ball all the way back inside the 10-yard line, down around, well, outside the 10. All right, let's place it at the 11-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10, Tigers. Red Tornado defense now with the pressure all on their shoulders.
And in good position to make some plays right now.
Yeah, this is where you want the Tigers down at their own 11. As Heinzman brings them out, he has Roth as the single back in back of him right now. And he gives it to Roth, and Roth is going to pick and choose his way up the field. He's out over the 15-yard line, down to about the 17-yard line.
Yeah, about 6 yards.
It's like Goins getting off the very bottom of that pile. He's going to bring up a second down now and 4, 6-yard gain for Roth. Roth not the biggest guy in the field, that's for sure. Roth comes in 5'9", 190, but I'll tell you what, I think they're stretching that 5'9" a little bit. The only problem with him being 5'9" is it makes everybody else 6'6". The only problem that comes into play here. All right, Heinzman now the other way, and here they come.
That was breach.
brought down there by Chicatano, but it's number
Carpenter.
24 Carpenter on the carry, and he'll pick up the first down out over the 20, out to the 23-yard line. So the straight wing tee. I mean, nobody's doing anything different here. They're not fooling anybody. They're just coming out and running the tee. It's a very fine rain still falling here. And this time it is Roth, and Roth bounces his way around, but he'll be stopped in there by McCracken. Goins made the first hit, bounced off Goins, and McCracken finishes him up. No gain on that play. It's 2nd and 10 now for the Tigers.
Official
I
timeout.
have a timeout on the field here. I'm not sure. Are they looking at an equipment timeout, or what are they doing? I'll never know.
This crew from Reading, Warren, though, is in pretty good control of the game tonight, I think. I think they've done a good job.
Yeah, I don't know what that was, but I'm sure they do. All right, Heinzman now straight back, plenty of time, looks downfield and has his man, Kovaleski, on the coverage, but hits Snyder down there at the 36-yard line. It's 1st and 10 Tigers once again, and I'm going to wear myself out saying that.
That was a perfect pass by Heitzman. Nothing the coverage could do there.
Here you see the replay coming at you. See Heinzman gets set up. Nobody, not a red shirt around him.
There's all the time in the world to throw that ball.
Not a red shirt around him as he threw the ball, and a perfect strike by Heinzman to Snyder. Heinzman proving to be a pretty good quarterback after all here tonight. Said he was an unknown commodity. Nobody knew if he was good or bad because he never had to throw that much, but we're seeing he's a good quarterback. Wimble. And Wimble on a play that has broken our back 1,000 times tonight.
And a face mask.
Yep, he is wrestled out of bounds over on the southern sideline, and they're going to call a personal foul or a face mask. I'm not sure which. I'm not sure what they're going to call on that. He was wrestled out of bounds and thrown down. My guess, personal foul.
Yeah.
Let me see what they call. There you have it. Personal foul against the Red Tornadoes. That's the last thing they needed to do here. And Menapace will now come in to the Red Tornado lineup, and Steck will come out. They're going to march the penalty off here, and they're going to march the penalty inside the 35-yard line down to about the 33, and that's where it'll sit. 1st and 10 Tigers from the Red Tornado 33-yard line.
They're not doing anything to help themselves by getting these stupid penalties either.
Well, that's just sheer frustration now starting to set in on the defensive side of the ball. There's 7:23 remaining here in the third quarter of play as Heinzman brings them up. Heinzman hands off to Roth, and Roth this time brought down well down there. We'll see who gets off that bottom of the pile. It's number 89, McCracken on the stop for the Red Tornadoes. Gain of 2 on the play. It's 2nd and 8. McCracken's coming out of the secondary, I believe, Jose.
Yeah, he's playing strong safety. Yeah, he's replaced DeMarco, I believe.
That's what you need. He's giving you the run support you want. He's had a couple of good plays there now on the defensive side. Now Hatchie comes up almost on the line of scrimmage now. Wimble's going to go in motion, and it's Wimble, and Wimble going to that, and look at the cutback. And Wimble's free, and Wimble will take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Southern Columbia area Tigers. The score now 23-6 with Snyder's extra point to come, and Wimble is having the game of his life in front of us here tonight, folks.
Yeah, I mean, before tonight, I'm not sure too many people knew who he was, but now everyone in the Silver Bowl knows who he is.
Yep, he is etching his name in everybody's memory, that's for sure. Same play. I mean, it's the same. He's running the same play right at us every time, and we're not able to stop him.
He just cuts it back, and he just has clear sailing. We're not tackling anybody. We're making him look good.
Yeah, the secondary's
I'm not saying that they're not good.
Right? No. But we're not hurting him at all. That one he put up a little bit sideways, but he got it in. And the score 24-6 now. Tigers, and this game is slowly slipping away from the Red Tornadoes.
Yeah, if they want to get anything back here, they're going to have to bring some offensive production here and keep that defense off the field for a little while.
7 plays, 89 yards. We had him in position, hold him back, make the plays.
Have him on the 11-yard line.
So much for that.
And they score.
7 plays. That's the thing there. Just giving up too many big plays.
3 minutes off the clock. I hope this is a case of Southern finding their rhythm. Warren and Bloomsburg and Shamokin being whatever, but we're going to have a long road here.
Yeah, this is disappointing. It is, at least at this point, it's disappointing. The rain has all but stopped, so it is now back to being a pretty good night. It did not rain nearly hard enough to even mess the field up, because with the amount of rain we've had this year, this field could probably take a monsoon before it got muddy. Field is in actually very good condition, but you can see that it's not green. There just wasn't enough rain. As much as they water this field, it just couldn't get enough rain in it to green it up a little bit. But it is actually in very good condition. All right, Snyder lets it rip. It'll be
That's a good kick there.
It'll be DeMarco at the 9. As DeMarco picks and chooses his way up, and he'll be brought down in there again by number 30, and that's Tony Drain. Tony Drain also etching his name in everybody's memory tonight. He's having a great game tonight on special teams and on defense. All right, it'll be 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes. Ball sitting just inside the Red Tornado 30-yard line as Wasilewski trots into the huddle. Time now a factor for the Red Tornadoes, still in the third quarter, but they're down 24-6, so they're going to have to get some points and get them quick. He splits everybody out to his left. He pitches it out to Haynes, and Haynes got himself a nice head of steam there, and Haynes still running, and Haynes still loose. One guy to stop Haynes, and Haynes makes a great cut. Oh my goodness, what a run by James Haynes. He's finally brought down by Snyder, but not before he's in this Tiger territory at the Tiger 34. That was all Haynes. Oh my goodness. Here, watch the replay, folks. And you can see, I thought he was pinned to the sideline over there after he gained about 10 yards. But look at the second effort, and look at the strength in his legs. Now watch the cut. And then he's not only going to cut, he's going to cut one more time. And now watch, he's going to switch the ball now.
That's what impresses me.
As he's coming, there he goes. He switches the ball now to keep it away from everybody on that side.
Washi ready to lay a block if he'd have had one more cut.
Wasilewski now a quick throw out to McCracken, but couldn't get to him. A lot of pressure in there.
This must be the 4th or 5th batted down ball of the night.
Yep.
I don't understand that. We haven't had that happen all year.
Well, 2nd and 10 now, Red Tornadoes, and Kovalevsky's hobbling off a little bit here as he'll come off the field, and Goins will take his place in the Red Tornado lineup. Also going into the Red Tornado lineup will be number 82,
T.J.
Heroman. McCracken also now out of the Red Tornado lineup. So we see Heroman in there now.
And we're in a double tight set.
Yep, we're in the bruiser set as we go on the option, and pitches it late to DeMarco, and DeMarco is buried down there. It's going to be Skatroma coming off the top of that pile, and it looked like is that 45? I don't know who that is out there that was actually the guy that hit him low there. 45, yeah, for the Tigers, and that's Curtis Nichols.
I'll tell you what, that play took way too long to develop there. As soon as he pitched it, there were 3 guys waiting for DeMarco, and that's just never going to work if you have those 3 guys waiting for him.
It's 3rd and 11 now as DeMarco will lose a yard on the play, and McCracken now back in and Heroman out. Big 3rd down play for the Tornadoes here. He's McCracken wide right. He's looking downfield. He's under a little pressure here, and he tries to hit McCracken and just couldn't do it. Number 86 for the Tigers, Joe Piccarelli, was doing all the damage in that Tornado backfield, and it's 4th down now, Red Tornadoes. Now they will obviously keep it here as they are down at the 34-yard line of the Tigers, but they're going to have to pull one out of their hat to keep this drive going.
When it comes to it again, Wasilewski just doesn't have any time to do anything with the ball. If you don't give him any time, he can't make a play. Goins wobbles off a little bit here.
Yeah, Goins was a little shaken up there. He decided to come off finally.
Cramp.
All right, Kovalevsky and McCracken wide right as Washington goes into shotgun. He keeps Demetrius and DeMarco next to him. This time he has plenty of time, and he has McCracken. McCracken was cutting down the middle of the field, couldn't hold on to it, and it's 1st and 10 Tigers as the Tornadoes turn the ball over.
That was a nice pass there. Wet ball just went right through.
Yeah, threw it really hard. I mean, that was a bullet coming at him, but you can see he got it on his fingertips here.
Yep.
Just couldn't hold on. All right, Heinzman now brings up the Tigers. Time ticking away for the Red Tornadoes. 4:49 remaining in the 3rd quarter of play.
Stop the clock here.
It's one of those stoppages that I haven't understood now. This is the 2nd or 3rd one. I don't know what they do.
TV timeout.
All right, it's a TV timeout. They didn't tell us. All right, they're ready to play here now, and Heinzman will take the snap. And Heinzman now to Breach. And look at Breach digging his way through there. As Breach running really hard for the Tigers. Hit on a play by number 56 for the Red Tornadoes, Juraski. Juraski on defense now for the Red Tornadoes along with offense here. 2nd down and 5. This is Carpenter on the play, and Carpenter will be brought down by the Red Tornadoes after a short gain. Coming off the pile there is McCracken. .35 in the football game for the Red Tornadoes for the first time this season, and that is Eric Johnson. This is the first action he's seen. He had a medical problem that prevented him from playing in the first 2 games, so it's good to see him back. And he looks like he's stepping into a linebacker position, Jose, correct?
Well,
Or
McCollum
no?
didn't come out and Schicky didn't come out, so I don't think so.
I was trying to find Schicky, and I couldn't see where he was there. Oh, yeah, there he is. So let me
He's going to go to the DN.
Yeah, he's on a defensive end position here.
There's a
He
nice
makes the
play.
stop.
Yep.
There he goes. All right, as the Red Tornadoes stop Breach right in the middle of the line for no gain.
And that's a big stop there. This is the first time Southern's had a 4th down all game, I think.
Second time. Yeah.
Second, 1 punt.
Second time they've had a 4th. So it's 4th down now in a long 3 for the 1st down, and I am sure that Coach Roth is going to kick. And he is. He took a little time to think about it, but Jim sends in the punt team. Anybody that underestimated Jim Roth in this situation made a serious error that he wasn't going to be able to right the ship here a little bit.
There was some yakking going on, but you can't pay any attention to any of those people. Jim Roth didn't win 16 straight district titles and 12 out of 13 years at state championships without being a good football coach.
Yep. Tonight, Tigers let it rip. Carpenter kicked it. It's going to take a Tiger bounce, and it's going to roll into the.
That's going to be at about the 1-inch
my
line.
Goodness.
Oh, man.
Oh, Mo. Did it go in or not? Where's he putting it down at?
Yep.
He's putting on a 1.
I was going to say, no, it's not. It's a touchback.
Yep.
Oh,
Now, I'm not sure what he was calling there. Why would you throw the thing down if you were in the end zone already? Was he just trying to scare me or what? It worked.
have to catch the ball, Warren. We had an opportunity to catch the ball.
Yeah, he had a lot of space too. It's not like anyone was breathing down his throat on that one.
All right, it's 1st and 10 Red Tornadoes from the 20-yard line, 2:31 remaining in the 3rd quarter. They trail 24-6. Haynes the lone back, Demetrius over in the slot position now for the Red Tornadoes, and we pitch it to Haynes, and Haynes trying to get around the corner, and he won't do it this time. A nice play down there by number 15, Sam Springer for the Tigers. It's going to be a loss on the play as he couldn't turn the corner. Springer forced him out of bounds. So it'll bring up a 2nd and 12. Morgan into the Red Tornado lineup now. Kovaleski comes out. Morgan, one of the guys we had at Supper Club last night. All right, we're now back into the I formation. Back to pass. It's a screen pass. And Demetrius will be brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Making the play down there is 73 once again, and that is Ken Skatroma. Skatroma, the junior, 6 foot, 215 pounds. Now, he was hit by a couple of guys, but Skatroma finished them.
I wonder if he's related to Ken Skatroma that played for us back in 61, 62.
I don't know.
He could, I don't want to make Kenny older than he is, but he's probably his grandson.
All right, it's 3rd and 20 now, and the ball's back at the 10-yard line for the Red Tornadoes as both possessions have gone backwards. Sends Haynes in motion. He takes a straight drop back pass. He's looking for Kovaleski, and Kovaleski well covered down there by Dave Fegley. In fact, Dave Fegley almost intercepted it. And it's 4th down, and now the Red Tornadoes will be punting out of their own end zone.
Again, the offense just isn't showing much of anything here in the 3rd quarter. Other than that one big play from Haynes, they've been non-existent.
Kovaleski is sitting down over at the southern sideline. I'm assuming he has cramps down there, and that's what he does is he holds his leg up. So the Doc Greco and the trainer are out looking at him. Very disappointing 3rd quarter, guys.
Whew. It's not at all what we said the goals were. We didn't accomplish any of them, and it's going to be back to work.
Yeah, we managed to dig ourselves in a little deeper hole. We're going to have to
Well, it's going to be like Notre Dame and Michigan. You know, both of them started 0-2, and one of them has to come out with the win on Saturday. And tonight we were both 1-1, and one of us was going to write our program. And right now it's Southern.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean it's over. It doesn't mean anything. It just means that as of tonight, Southern's going to be 2-1, and we're going to be 1-2, unless some things drastically change.
It's a utilitarian way of looking at it.
Well, you know, I'm always positive, Warren. At least I try to be, but
it's hard to argue.
I'm not seeing much here.
Kovaleski having all kinds of trouble getting off the field with the cramp. They're struggling. He's struggling to walk his way through this. He's doing the monster walk, as all cramp guys do, as they come off. And I can laugh because I'm up here, but I'm not diminishing the pain that he has right now.
You've had one of those, Warren?
Oh, I know what they're like, believe me. And they are ugly painful. I got it actually from sitting too long on the couch.
Well, I was going to say.
Well, I knew you were all thinking, how did I possibly get one? So there, now you know it, okay? I reached for the remote, and I got a cramp. All right, Wasilewski kicking from his own end zone now. Straight up in the air. Now, it's going to take a bounce, and it almost touched a Southern player, although he didn't know it. And the Southern Columbia area Tigers take over at the Red Tornado 29-yard line. 1:19 remaining here in the 3rd quarter of play, and that Red Tornado defense now back on the field.
Back on the field, not much of their own field behind them.
Heinzman drops back the pass, does a pump fake, looks downfield, and he had his guy down there, well covered by Morgan. Morgan took the play away from him by keeping inside coverage. So a nice play by Morgan. It's 2nd and 10.
It's kind of surprising the way Southern's been running the ball to come out and throw it deep.
Well, I think Jim's probably wanting to work on it a little bit. Heitzman hasn't been as sharp as he would have hoped during the previous 2 games, and it's obviously a very dangerous combination. I think the more work they can get, and it's a free play right there.
All right, Wimble on that same play. This time we'll go for short yardage only as the Red Tornadoes finally bring him down. And it's McCracken. I'll tell you what, McCracken's having one heck of a second half on defense.
Yes, he is, Warren. He's done a great job. And, you know, there was some talk in the offseason. They weren't even sure he was going to be able to play.
Right, yeah, I didn't expect to see him. I really didn't. And I got fooled at his first reception. I didn't think he was even going to be on the field when they told me at Supper Club, and then he showed up and made a catch, and I missed it. I felt bad.
No, he's done a great job, and I mean they expected him to help out as a receiver, but what he's contributing on defense is really a great plus.
Heinzman back to pass again, this time too high. It was intended for Carpenter, but he couldn't get up that high, and it's fourth down.
Fourth down.
Yep. Fourth down and 8.
Yeah, then incomplete pass on first down.
Okay, so I missed it down now and again. Big deal. Jeez, Mark.
There's a lot of them in the game.
Guys all over me. I mean, the guy's just all over me now.
I look for perfection from you, though, Warren.
Why?
Why not?
Why set yourself up for failure?
You going up to Penn State didn't change anything here, you know.
Mike, yeah.
I guess you're right.
How did you go into school make me any better?
He's going to try a field goal, Warren. It's going to be a 43-yarder.
43 yards for Snyder as he lines it up out of the hold of.
Yep, that's going to be 5 more.
It's going to be a little longer than that now. It's out of the hold of Dave Fegley, number 9 down there, but we'll see if Jim wants to try it even from further out.
What's really interesting with this, Warren, is that if he would have kicked this 43-yarder, he would have one-upped his dad, who has a 42-yarder here as the longest field goal ever made at Mount Carmel.
Oh, really?
And it looks like we're going to do the same thing. This one's going to be 48 yards.
Shatter the record.
Wow.
All right, Snyder lets it gets lined up here. We'll see what he can put into it. Good snap. He puts it up, and he is not going to get it. Ball does not get to the goal post, and the Red Tornadoes dodge that 3-point bullet and go back on offense at the 32-yard line.
They're asking for a lot from a 48-yard field goal there.
I'll tell you what, it's like just what we were talking. It's a great time to do it.
Sure.
Yeah. You know, give the kid a shot at it, see what he can do in the game conditions. I mean, the kid has a great leg. He really is. He's a good kicker.
Yeah.
And hey, if he makes it, right, more power to him. You know, I'm sorry, the ball goes back to the 20 in high school, so the ball will be sitting at the 20 where it's 1st and 10. Big Red as Wasilewski trots in there. They trail 24-6. There are 28 seconds remaining in the third quarter of play here in the Silver Bowl. The rain has stopped, and it's back being a beautiful. Well, the rain has almost stopped, and it's back being a beautiful night. I formation for the Red Tornadoes. Fakes it to Haynes. Looks downfield, and he throws an interception to Snyder. Snyder down along the sideline, and he'll be taken out by
Joe Tom Titian.
58.
Tom Titian, number 59. Yeah, 59 down there. But just what you don't want to ever do. We just did. Dave Tom Titian's a senior. But the Tigers will take over on the 16-yard line. 1st and 10, Tigers on the interception.
20-yard return on that interception for Snyder.
Fakes it. He looks downfield. He has his guy down there, and it's
nice
great coverage by Morgan.
Yep.
Great coverage by Morgan. He was trying to hit, I believe he's trying to hit number 24 down there. Is it Carpenter trotting up there?
No, that's Snyder.
I thought it was Snyder.
Yep.
Snyder, I'm sorry, Snyder. 28. The front of him looks a little tougher to see, but he's 28 Snyder. But again, Morgan in great position.
You know, Jared doing a nice job. Jared did a nice job in the Blue Mountain, or the Hershey scrimmage.
Yeah.
Filling in for Cubby.
All right. Heisman has Kyle Breach behind him, and he gives it to Kyle Breach, and Kyle trying to get on the outside. And look at Haynes. Haynes, like a bullet, darts from the defensive backfield and brings Breach down.
And Haynes is playing a pretty decent game on defense.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he has. So this is the third game. I mean, again, his run support is unsurpassed. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the third quarter of play here with the score. The Southern Columbia Area Tigers 24, the Red Tornadoes 6. Give me a moment here to remind you that you are listening to this audio webcast courtesy of WKMC TV Mount Carmel Area High School, and you are listening to it on the PIAA Internet Broadcast Network. The Sack Hunger campaign is occurring in 2 days' time at the Shamokin Indian game. The Sack Hunger campaign will take place at Mount Carmel Area Shamokin Area football game Friday, September 21st. trucks of each school will be decorated in their respective school colors and parked outside the entrance to Kemp Memorial Stadium from 5:30 p.m. till 7. Show support for your team and your community by donating canned goods to the appropriately decorated truck. All food donated will benefit Manna for the Many in Shamokin and the Shepherd's Pantry in Mount Carmel. The event is co-sponsored by the Mount Carmel area and Shamokin area ministeriums. Again, folks, give till it hurts. Bring some canned goods with you. Give it to your school-colored truck and help out a lot of people who need your help. All right, the Tigers take the field. It's 3rd down and 8 as we start the first play of the 4th quarter. Ball sitting down on the Red Tornado, 13-yard line.
Tigers with 284 yards in total offense in 3 quarters, Warren.
Oh, my. All right, Heinzman brings him up. He's got Breach behind him. Heinzman takes a short drop back. He looks inside. Ooh. Nice play down there. Broken up by Haynes and Morgan. And it was the hit that really jarred it loose because he threw a nice pass, and he had him. And here you'll see the replay of it if you guys are watching. Look at the time he has, a short drop, and he hits him, but boom! Gets hit by both Tornadoes, and they get a hand on his arm and brings it down. So it is 4th and 8, and now we're going to give Snyder another shot at a field goal.
A little bit shorter.
This one should be about 30 yards.
Well, it's on the 13, so
yeah, 29. You go from the 29.
All right. He puts it up, and it is good.
Nope.
No?
Wide right.
Wow,
Yep.
I missed that one, guys.
Yeah, a couple injured players down there.
All right, McCullum for the Red Tornadoes was injured on the attempt, so he's down on the field. It's going to give me a chance here, folks. I know this has been a hot topic among everybody. Let me read to you real quickly, if I can find my papers here. I will read to you the all-important next year, 2008 schedule. Mount Carmel will begin the opening game with Selingsgrove. They will then play Shamokin, and they'll be playing Shamokin away. This is a 2-year away deal because we're coming into the conference. So we play Shamokin away 2 days' time from now, and next year we play them away again. So Selingsgrove, Shamokin, then Shikellamy, then Warrior Run, then Central Columbia, then Loyalsock, Jersey Shore, Lewisburg, then Southern, and the second to last game, and then we finish up with North Schuylkill. Excuse me.
I like it, Warren. I think it's time that we got into a league. I think we had to. If you're looking at our schedule, we're playing Biglerville. We're going to Lancaster Catholic. We're going to Chichester this year. And it's only because we can't get games. At least now that we're part of the Heartland Conference, there will be 7 guaranteed games.
Yep.
And there will be a few crossover games that Southern has agreed to play and whoever else. And North Schuylkill will be the only game that's out of the conference. The farthest game will be Loyalsock.
Yep.
So you're looking at 55 minutes. It's a lot better than the 2 hours we went to Biglerville and the 2 hours and 15 minutes to Chichester. So I think it's going to benefit everyone.
All right, the Red Tornadoes come out 1st and 10 from the 20 on the missed Southern field goal. Washleski brings them up, and it's Haynes. Haynes with a bit of a hole there, and now Haynes with a nice move, a nice block.
Jared Morgan,
Haynes picking his way up. Yeah, Morgan had a great block down there, and Haynes will pick up the first down up over the 35-yard line out to the 36.
Yeah, Morgan's playing a great second half here so far, both on defense, and now we're seeing a little bit on offense with his blocking.
There's Haynes coming right at you on that replay. And look at the different moves he has. I'll tell you what. Here's a guy that can run the ball. I'll tell you, he can move.
That's 16 carries for 68 yards for James tonight. A little bit off his average of 154, but it's been tough yards tonight.
Yeah, he's playing very well both sides of the ball, though.
Oh,
all right,
great.
1st and 10 now. He's back in the eye. He has everybody out to his right. And he will give it to Haynes again. A little bit of a delay handoff, and Haynes goes nowhere this time. Haynes will be rolled down by number 35 for the Tigers, and that's Brent Rosenbaum. All right, Demetrius, the lone back in the backfield now as he goes straight back, and he's looking for Pulowski. Pulowski, and a nice catch. He just couldn't stay in bounds. He'll go out of bounds down at the Southern Columbia 36-yard line, but what a pretty play. And Pulowski's thinking, if I can only took one more step, I'd be in bounds and I'd have a touchdown. But a great throw by Wasilewski and a nice catch by Pulowski.
Nice 30-yard play, Warren, for Pulowski's first catch as a varsity player.
And right over the defender's hands and right into the hands of Pulowski.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a pretty play. He just
It was
one
great
step.
concentration.
Yeah, one step would have kept him in bounds. Now you can see how frustrated he was when he came out. All right, another pass play.
TJ.
This time we look again down there, and he's got.
He had him beat.
He had Hiroman down there as the intended receiver, the sophomore.
45 was on the coverage.
And just overthrew him. Yeah, he beat the man down there. Was Curtis Nichols is the guy that he beat. Nichols actually fell down, but couldn't get the ball to him, and it's 2nd down and 10 from the Tiger 36.
You notice Matt Morose hasn't played at all this half. He evidently tweaked a hamstring before the game, and they weren't sure how much he was going to be able to go, but it must have affected him.
All right, Wasilewski down there to Morgan. A nice catch by Morgan. A good hit down there from the Tigers as soon as he caught it by number 80, and that is Joe Admire. But nice catch by Mr. Morgan.
His first varsity catch, I believe, too.
Oh, yeah?
He's having a nice night.
Yep.
He's really earning himself playing time as a receiver and as a defensive back. And that's the way to do it, earn it.
All right, Menepace into that lineup now for the Red Tornadoes. And it's hit down. Hiroman makes the catch. Snyder on the tackle down at exactly at the 25-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10.
It's a good group of young receivers, Warren.
Yeah.
TJ and Pulowski and Morgan and McCracken.
.933 and counting here in the 4th quarter of play. Tornadoes trail 24-6 Haynes. And Haynes on a sweep, and Haynes looking outside, and they're going to push Haynes out of bounds after a 3-yard gain.
And he's running the clock. Evidently, he didn't push him out of bounds. How do you like that?
I'm not sure how the clock is still
I don't know
running.
what else?
How else do you get out of bounds?
I don't know. He didn't go down until he fell out of bounds.
Right. I'm not sure how
He's almost over at the fence over there.
how you make that call. But alas, one of the many mysteries that befuddle me throughout the season.
Emphasis on many.
It wasn't the first this season, and there's many, many, many more to come.
Looks like there's a post open if they see it.
Same play.
Roman, and this time inside the 20 down to about the 17-yard line. Snyder on the tackle again. And Roman gets up a little gimpy there, and Roman's going to have to come off. So it's 3rd down now, and we'll call it a short 3.
Yep.
So it's 3rd and a short 3. Usually it's a long one, but it's a short 3.
That's Washi's 12th completion, Warren. 12 of 23.
Haynes trying to catch the corner, and Haynes will take it inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line.
Close to a first down, though.
I think he
It
picked
should
it up.
be.
He should have picked up the first down on that play. Now the
Looked like it.
Yeah,
clock
it should be
is
a first
still
down.
running here, and first down. He finally signaled it. It'll take a long time, this crew, to make the decision on what they're doing. But it is 1st and 10 down at the 14-yard line for the Red Tornadoes as Wasilewski brings them up. Here's McCracken and Pulowski, far right. But it's Haynes. Haynes made a nice move to avoid Skatroma, but he'll only pick up a yard or so on the play. Getting off the bottom of that pile is Roth. And Roth and 34 down there, which is Aaron Yoder. So it'll bring up second down and almost 10 as Haynes trots off. Washleski back to pass again, down in the corner down there for DeMarco, and it's intercepted in the end zone. That is Wimble, number 22 for the, is that 20? Yeah, 22 down there. Wimble for the Tigers makes the interception.
We'll talk about somebody having a game. There he is.
Yeah, Wimble had himself a game tonight. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 20 for the Tigers with 6:55 remaining here in the ball game.
It pretty much sums up the whole night there, though.
Yeah, you're right. A good drive all the way down, and boom, it's ended. All right, the Tigers bring him up. Heinzman under center. Wimble starts in motion, and it's Wimble. Wimble coming right towards the Red Tornado sign of the ball, and he will be stopped down in there by Haynes.
He's still not tackled.
And he's running hard down there. Chicatano also in on the stop for the Red Tornadoes. Pick up the 6 yards on the play. It'll bring second down and 4.
I think it's safe to say Wimble has established himself as the feature back this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. He played very well tonight. Very well. Time it's Roth on the carry. Roth had himself some room there, and Roth all the way out to the Red Tornado 38-yard line. Goins on the stop along with Clokus.
It's just too easy for them now.
We'll bring up 1st and 10 now. Tigers from the Tiger 36. Number 24 carrying the ball down there is Carpenter. Time stopped pretty much at the line of scrimmage. Maybe lost actually probably a yard where they place it. Bring up second down and 11.
Reverse.
Oh, inside handoff there on the reverse, and it's
Wimble.
No,
Clokus.
Well, it's Chicatano getting off the bottom there. Oh, yeah, it is Wimble. I'm sorry, it is Wimble. You're right. I thought it was 24 for a second. Chicatano and Clokus bring him down. It's 3rd down now, and long 7. Long 7. We'll go with the long one.
Not the short one this time.
No, we're going long. We're not as scared. 4:42 left here in the 4th quarter at the Silver Bowl. The Red Tornadoes trailing 24-6. Heinzman drops back to pass. He's under a lot of pressure down there by Long, but he gets it loose and throws it long. But Long broke through there and put some pressure on Heinzman and caused him to throw it a little bit longer than he had hoped.
Heitzman shows he's a pretty mobile quarterback, too. He's gotten away from a lot of pressure from the Tornadoes.
Yeah, he's a nice-looking athlete, really is. Really come into his own. Again, I said it was a shame for him because he spent an entire year where he really just had to hand the ball off. I mean, he didn't have to do a lot of things. I mean, not to take away from that, but it wasn't like he walked into a game last year and said, wow, if I don't complete 15 passes, we're going to lose. I mean, that just wasn't the way it was for him.
Be lucky if he attempted 15 passes.
Well, he averaged 7. So the Tigers are back to punt. They went offside here, and that's only because they don't have a lot of practice in punting tonight, so they go offside. Give me a minute here. I want to say a big thank you to the folks at Boyers, Mike Morowski and his crew. Once again, just as they were last week at the home game, treating us to with cookies and chicken tonight in the press box here. And again, I cannot say enough of Boyers. And I wanted to make like a public service announcement real quick for Boyers. They are asking that you not park along the highway of their lot, as it creates a blind spot, and they're very concerned about an accident, so they're asking you to stay off that edge. Carpenter puts it up, and it will drop right around the 40-yard line where it'll be downed by the Tigers. The Yoder downs the ball. It's 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes. But those of you who see this game, and if you're with the home group here, that highway area that they're talking about is extremely dangerous. They're trying to rope it off and all. They're very good about people parking in the lot. They don't really make a fuss, and we've got to be very thankful to them. But they are asking that we try to stay off that edge as much as we can. You can see where they have it marked off. But excellent chicken with a little barbecue sauce tonight, and I'll tell you what.
Getting excited.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Well, right now it's my high point, so I'm going with it.
I remember last year I wasn't allowed to touch the wings because I was still in high school, but.
Well, right. I mean, that was only fair. You were allowed to touch it, weren't you? We gave you a piece of chicken tonight, and we gave you a cookie, in fact.
You did.
You're in the big time now.
I'm grateful.
There you go. As long as you're appreciative.
Took Wayne's portion tonight.
All right, Haynes on the carry. Haynes down along the southern sideline. He'll go out of bounds, and the Red Tornadoes quickly get back to the ball. 4:08 remaining now. They did stop the clock on that one, Jose, so they assumed he actually did run out of bounds. Yeah. And I'm not sure how that would differ from the last time, but they do stop the ball. They get it set, and the Tornadoes are right there raring to go. Wasilewski back in a shotgun formation. He had Demetrius helping out with him there. Looks downfield. Was trying to hit McCracken. That should have been a flag. That was a tough call. Definitely a little contact before the ball got to McCracken, but no call. And it's 3rd down now, and about 3rd down and let's call it 3rd down and 4.
That was one of the few times Wasilewski actually had time to throw a ball too all night.
You can clearly see that was a penalty.
He was all over his back.
4:03 now as the clock is stopped on the incompletion, and Pulowski will replace McCracken. Wasilewski straight back. A little bit of pressure there, and the ball was tipped, and it's intercepted by Roth. The ball got tipped at the line of scrimmage, and Roth is going to take it in.
Yeah.
There was no referee down there.
That's a touchdown, yeah.
But, yeah, I was going to say no referee saw that, but it is a touchdown. We see it up here, but no referee could have called that touchdown because nobody was down there. You don't see that often, but they're all alone down there. But an interception returned by Roth for the touchdown. The score 30-6 now. Tigers with the extra point to follow. How far did he return that?
49 yards.
49-yard touchdown interception return by Kyle Roth, the senior.
Steve Roth.
Steve Roth. Kyle's right above him.
Right above him on the
Steve Roth, yes. Kyle Stavinsky is number 4. High snap, gets it down, gets it up, and he got it through. So 31-6 now, Tigers, as the home crowd files its way out of the stadium. There's 3:51 here in the game. Give me a chance here. I talked to you about the 2008 Mount Carmel schedule. Let me give you a quick look at the 2008 Southern Columbia schedule. They will open up, as they have before, with Shamokin at home. They will then travel to Montoursville. Jersey Shore will also be away. They then come back home for 3 home games in a row, Loyalsock, Warrior Run, and Bloomsburg. They then go to Selinsgrove, to Central, and they actually come back to Mount Carmel a second time. So they'll be playing here at Mount Carmel next year again, and they close out with a home game with Milton. So they actually have a fairly strange schedule with 3 home and 3 away. 3 home, and then they go away for 3 games. So kind of a weird way there. But that's their schedule in 2008 for those of you who didn't know. All taken down there by DeMarco. And DeMarco trying to find his way upfield, and he will not. He's stopped down there by number 30 for the Tigers, and that is Tony Drain, who also will remember this game as he's had a whale of a football game.
He has made a lot of good tackles tonight. And he's, like you said, he's definitely made a name for himself, as have many other Tigers tonight.
Yeah, they just played an excellent football game. All right, it's 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes. 3:45 remaining in the ball game. They now trail 31-6. We have a new quarterback in the game for the Red Tornadoes, and the ball is on the ground.
Eddie Stewart
Dropped, but Stewart, the new guy, the freshman quarterback, Eddie Stewart, into the ball game. The Red Tornadoes recovered the fumble on the ground. Not his fumble, actually. It was the ball carrier.
That was Hepler.
Pulowski now into the lineup for the Red Tornadoes. Hepler comes out, and Stewart will bring him up. As you look at the future of the Red Tornado quarterback position in Stewart, the freshman. And he pitches it out to Pulowski, and Pulowski picks and chooses his way, and Pulowski still goes. And Pulowski is loose. Pulowski has one guy to beat. Menape's trying to make the block. Pulowski beat him. And Pulowski takes it in for the Red Tornado touchdown on an absolute brilliant run.
Beautiful. Brilliant
run by the sophomore Justin Pulowski.
78 yards.
Yeah, but he ran about 120 on it.
Yeah, he did. He definitely moved around a lot before he got into the end zone. But what an electrifying play by Pulowski. The Red Tornadoes now at 12. It's 31-12 with an extra point attempt to come. So Pulowski puts a little bit of electricity back in the red and white side of the crowd here tonight.
And it goes back to what Jose was saying earlier. He sees a bright future for Pulowski, and he saw a lot of it right there.
Yeah, you weren't kidding, were you?
I even hate to say the name that the kid reminds me of because it's sort of sacrilegious, I guess, but he reminds me of Bobby Zavarik when he was a young sophomore, you know. And
it is sacrilegious, you're right.
As the season went on, he caught a few balls and started getting the ball a little bit more. And this is a kid's second touchdown, and it's the third time he touched the ball.
2-point conversion for the Red Tornadoes, and DeMarco will take it in. So DeMarco scores on the 2-point conversion for the Red Tornadoes to score 31-14. Tigers with 2:43 remaining in the ball game. And we'll see who goes in. Okay, Colin is in to do the kickoff. Menape's 88, so he'll continue to kick off here. He actually, from the 3 games we've seen, he actually has the best leg. It's funny, he's slowly getting a better run up to the ball. Remember, he started with just two steps. That was all he did. But if you notice now, he's giving himself a little more room. Now he's growing into this a little bit, but you'll see that he'll line up probably, let's see, about 5 yards. Yeah, he takes a 5-yard run up now instead of 2. And he just lets it rip, and it goes over Wimble's head and into the end zone.
So much for our kickoff.
A touchback. Well, they only had one guy back there, Wimble, this time, and he kicked it away from him. So the Tigers will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line with 2:43 remaining in the ball game.
That was probably a 50-yard kick in the air, pretty close on that. I mean, it was a nice kickoff.
Yeah, he did well. Now back to that Southern schedule. I wonder if that schedule the following year straightens itself out a little bit, or do you continually play 3 home games and then 3 away games? Right in the middle of the schedule, it's 3 home, then they go away for 3 games. I can't imagine they'd want to do that consistently.
You might get one of those that ends up with double home.
It might be just like
like something's going to have to even itself out there. That's a very strange schedule for them to be playing. All right, we have a timeout on the field, and it's going to give me a chance to talk about the real people who are behind this whole broadcast and the reason you actually see it.
They make us look good.
And that's a full-time job in my case, Mark, as you know. Tonight, the WKMC TV crew on the cable grips is Cassie Troutman, Tyrus Twine, and Kelly Flynn. On cameras, we have Robin Hampton, Aaron McPhee, Alexis Rhodes, Cody Minnig, and Len Murin. Of course, Robin in the booth with us all the time, our girl here, so she's the one that really has to babysit us the most. Still photographer is Dave Hummel. Graphics is Nicole Purcell. And tonight on the master control is Paige Schaffler. So, folks, that's the reason you actually see this thing on a good night. So thank you to all of them. And a very young crew, not a senior in the group.
Nope, they all graduated last year.
Billy Hoskins on the stop for the Red Tornadoes, as the Red Tornadoes have an entirely different defensive team in the game right now, as Hoskins gets up out of the pile. And Hoskins is hurt. I don't know if he's going to come off. He is going to. Well, he's going to go down first, then he's going to come off. So Hoskins is down. But really, yeah, I mean, that's really a strange schedule that the Tigers are forced to play in that opening year of the Heartland Conference with the way it looks. Now, you're right, because again, they're seeing us twice away. It's just as we see Shamokin twice away. So I'm assuming that'll look a little better for them going into the following year. But they're playing Selinsgrove again. A team that they played before, and I'm not even sure if they're the ones that would have dropped that. I think Selinsgrove probably was getting a little bit worried with Southern all the time, but that will be another good rivalry for them. Southern plays a tough schedule. Southern plays a tough schedule this year.
Yeah, it's
not like they've been ducking anybody.
No, they never have.
Yeah, they play an outstanding schedule, and they play up as much as people will let them. Because there's another case of not a lot of guys banging the door down saying, "Hey, Southern, we got an opening. Want to come and play?"
No,
guys calling them up,
especially in the last 15 years.
Yeah, nobody's calling them on the phone and saying, "Hey, let's play football." So they've had to play again. And again, they opened up with Shamokin, Bloomsburg, and Mount Carmel. So I mean, doesn't get any worse than that. And now they get a little bit of a breather next week. And I hate to say that in high school football, but quite frankly, it is what it is. They're playing Lewisburg, so it's a little bit of a breather. Mount Carmel, on the other hand, we're still just beginning the meat of it. We go down to Kemp Memorial, on Friday night, and then we play Bloomsburg the following week. So it's just going to get uglier for us unless we get ourselves righted here.
And we go to the real unknown at Chichester.
Yeah, whatever they are. Whatever they are. Whatever and wherever they are, we go to visit Chichester at the beginning of October. So it'll be an interesting.
Suburbs of Chester and Westchester, down in Exton and between Exton and 95. It'll be a good ride. A nice Saturday afternoon.
It's in America?
Still in the state.
Okay. All right, the Tigers, and we hand it off, and I'll try to get you his number. He's a big lanky back, this guy, whoever was carrying the ball down there. Let's see who gets off. That's number 49.
Brophy.
Aaron Brophy. He's a sophomore, 6'1". I said he's a rather tall back.
Yep.
And that's why if you
compared to the 5'7".
I was going to say, if you stand Aaron Brophy next to Roth and tell me that he's 5'9", that's where I get in trouble all the time trying to figure it out. I'm not busting on Roth. He's a heck of an athlete, but I always like when I'm looking at guys standing to each other, I wonder how that is. Number 10, the Southern quarterback on the keeper. That's Jeremy Campbell. Campbell, a junior. And he's been doing the quarterbacking duties for the Tigers.
Now Carmel takes a timeout.
Red Tornadoes take a timeout. So the Red Tornadoes in their schedule next year.
Yeah, you say they start with Selinsgrove?
Yep, we start off with Selinsgrove, and that's a home game. Shamokin will be away. Shikellami's home. Warrior Run's home. Then we go to Central and Loyalsock. Both of them are away. Jersey Shore is home. Lewisburg is away. Southern is home, and North Schuylkill is away. Now, I don't believe we've ever played Jersey Shore, did we?
No, that'll be a first. Loyalsock will be a first.
Will it?
Yep.
Okay. So a couple of teams we've never seen before.
Did I say Warrior Run too? They'll be a first.
We never played Warrior Run either?
No.
So it's going to be an interesting schedule next year for us. Now, Southern, on the other hand, sees most of these people, at least on and off on a period of years. So they're not that surprising who they're looking at there. Milton's probably the odd one to them. I don't know when they've played Milton. Milton, a AAA school, actually.
I think they scrimmage Milton on a regular basis.
Carpenter lets it rip. It's going to drop in front of the two Tornadoes, and they will down it down at the Red Tornado 44-yard line. There's a minute 12 remaining here in the ball game. Remind everybody, tomorrow night is Supper Club at Matucci's, 6:15, the back room. You will hear all the section of this game, and of course, all of the upcoming things that will be involved with the Shamokin Area Indian team down at Kemp Memorial. So that's coming up tomorrow night at 6:15. Be there or we'll find you.
Yeah, and Jose, I agree with your action over there. On the punts, that's another little thing that they're doing. You need to catch the ball.
Catch the ball. I don't care if you run it back, fair catch it, just catch the ball.
It doesn't matter what the score is. You just have to.
They lucked out on that one because it bounced. They had a favorable bounce and it didn't go anywhere. But they could have lost 15 or 20 yards on the play.
Stewart hands off again to
Hepler.
Hepler this time. Hepler's got some tough running in there. Red Tornadoes have one timeout left. I'm not sure if they're planning on using it or not. I don't know why they would at this point. Number 10, Adam Juraski into the lineup as Mark Minnig comes out. Under a minute now to play here at the Silver Bowl as Stewart talks it over with Adam Juraski, and he sends Adam Juraski out far right. He has Hoskins in that fullback position. Pulowski looks the other way, and Pulowski's trying to get around the end, but a nice play in there for Southern by number 33, and that's Neil Briskevich. Neil Briskevich. I think that's Doc Briskevich's son, the dentist in Piltdown, right?
Mm-hmm. Pretty sure it is,
I
yes.
thought that was. All right, under 10 seconds and counting. Stewart will be able to get one more off if he can get this guy set. And he rushes him up and he gets one more out, and it's going to number 27 for the Red Tornadoes. And the ball carrier there is Mike Sinopoli. And that is the final play of this football game as the Red Tornadoes have fallen here at home for the second time in a row, 31-14, as the Tigers ran up and down on this carpet here tonight and inserted themselves once again as still the team to beat. So the Bloomsburg game last week, a bit of a hiccup more than it was anything else. And they, while we go to Shamokin on Friday night, they get a little bit of a breather at Lewisburg to give, then they'll get rested up a little bit and then finish the rest of their schedule. But certainly they got to feel very good about leaving here with a win tonight. The Red Tornadoes, on the other hand, cannot be feeling very good about this. There were not a lot of very good things to feel good about here. Never got themselves on track. They looked a little confused here and there. Defensively gave up way too much yardage, and Jose's trying to add it all up there.
Well, it's deceiving, statistics. We always talk about statistics and how they mean something, but then again, they really don't. Mm-hmm. Southern tonight, 37 rushes for 253 yards, only 2 negative yards on the whole night, 4 of 10 passing for 54, for a total of 307 yards in total offense and 16 first downs. They want us to stand up here,
Yep.
Warren?
Okay. That's our cue.
They do? Okay, we'll stand up.
For Mount Carmel, on the other hand, 38 rushes for 175 yards rushing, 12 of 26 passing for 127 for 302 yards in total offense and 15 first downs. So if you look statistically, it's a pretty even game, but it wasn't. We weren't in the game since the beginning.
No.
For Mount Carmel individually, Pulowski's 78-yard run put us back in the game, and James Haynes had 21 for 78 tonight, which is a little subpar for him, but they were all tough yards and hard yards for him. Matty Moreau's 4 catches for 42. Dave DeMarco 2 for 39. Matt Kovaleski 1 for 15. Julius Demetrius 1 for -5. Off the bench, TJ Hiroman 2 for 12. Pulowski 1 for 30. Jared Morgan 1 for 4. So we had a lot of contributions from some younger kids tonight, Warren, but obviously there's a long way to make this football team play Shamokin next week.
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously some serious problems here. Now the second week, we talked about last week, and we said, we won the battle of the numbers. We ran up and down on 3 plays, beat us. Well, this game was completely different, where we just got run over. We could not stop. We had very little run support out of the secondary tonight. In a game like this, where they're running a wing T, you better be up at the line of scrimmage a lot. We, I'm sure, compensated for the fact that we got beat so many times last week and made us a little bit gun shy. But offensively now, if I'm looking at a bright spot tonight, and I think you hit on a little bit, we did manage to see a lot of different kids play here, and a lot of those kids made solid contributions.
Yes,
so I'm wondering, if maybe it might be time for those kids to step up here and start the game sometimes.
Well, there was some talk this week that Jared Morgan and Pulowski and TJ and some of those guys were going to get some time, and they did. You know what? And they made the best of it.
Yeah.
I think they did a great job out there, and maybe we're going to have to do that. And one of the other things I just noticed here, Warren, we didn't even meet out in the field.
No, they shook hands and ran into the
I do not
locker room.
remember the last time that we did that. I know since at least the 92, 93 seasons we were meeting out on the field when we used to have the people up on the mountain. The kids used to pay homage to them and whatever. We're off the field tonight, so obviously Mike's going to regroup everybody starting tonight, I would think, and try to put this thing back together. Mark, what'd you think? Have you seen him before this year?
Well, I saw a lot of the highlights from last week's game and everything, but the one thing that really stuck out to me was you said they had 253 rushing yards.
Right.
This year in the first two games, they're only averaging 71 rushing yards.
You're right.
So that pretty much comes down to it. Like you guys said, they ran it down our throats and we couldn't stop it.
They surpassed their season totals in the first half, rushing the ball in. And I thought that one of our strengths was our rush defense.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been pretty good so far against Biglerville and against Lancaster Catholic. We gave 92 yards on 23 rushes. Tonight we just got run over.
Yeah, we don't tackle well. We really don't. We made a lot of hits. We had a lot of hits on the line of scrimmage, behind the line of scrimmage. We didn't bring them down.
We did. Warren, it's a good point. I think when they look at the film, I think that's where they're going to get upset most, to see people in position to make plays and did not make them. And that's got to be frustrating to the coaches, because you set up a defensive scheme and you set it up to work this way against a certain play or certain offense, and you have a man right there ready to make a play, and he doesn't make the play.
Right.
Maybe it's time for somebody else to be in that spot and see what he can do.
Well, I mean, we're going to go into the fourth game of the season here. Now, at this point, you are what you are. There's not a lot of things going to be different with you here, other than the fact that you put some different people into play. Now, I know this is high school, and I understand that whole process, and I know there are parents looking at this game, but this is truly the time that they've got to go into that locker room as a coaching staff and say, are we playing the right people here? Are we doing the right thing? Because I think they were prepared for what was going to happen. I think they understood it. If you don't know what's going to happen with Southern, you're not a coach. I mean, it's
not
Jim Roth does a lot of things, but imaginative isn't one of the things you put with him, only in that his idea of this is, look, I run an offense, I run it really well, and you stop me, fine. If not, but he's not throwing 1,000 trick plays at you. I mean, the guy just comes in here and says, here's my team, here's what I do, beat me.
Yeah. This is what I've done for the last 16 years. Here it is. I mean, you can watch last year's film or the film before or the film before that. Yeah. It's all the same.
Same thing. So we didn't come in here unprepared. We came in here and didn't play football. And you think there's enough talent there to do it. So you got to wonder, what's going wrong here, what's happening to us, because this should not have happened tonight. It just absolutely should not have happened the way it did tonight. And we got behind. We made a great, drive. We get back in the game a little bit, but we make a lot of goofy little mistakes that in a game like this you end up losing big when you make that many little mistakes and then you don't play. And you look at them, they're not playing. Nothing. They're playing not hard enough. I'm not questioning anybody's intensity. I'm not questioning anybody's heart out here. But, again, they've got to get themselves in the right position to make a tackle, and they got to make the tackle. And the same thing when on the offense, you got to get yourself open. You got to get the pass, and you also have to throw the pass to the guy when he's open. So, I mean, it's a whole breakdown here. There's nobody doing a lot of good things. Haynes probably the only guy on defense and offense that you can't say much about. I mean, he's pretty much done everything you want him to do. He had some great tackles, and he tackles like an animal when he comes up to the line.
Warren, the difference to me from last week, I left here last week. We lost the game 31-20, but I felt good.
Yeah.
I felt like we played tough. We played hard. A break here and a break there, we could have won a football game. I don't have any of those feelings tonight. Yeah. Tonight we were never in the game.
No.
It's just frustrating because I think we're better than this. I think we have to get what we talked about too was that these kids needed to feel confident. They needed to feel good about themselves going into this later half of the schedule.
Yep.
They needed to win one of these games. And I think that's all they need. I still think that's all they need is confidence, but we're obviously not getting it.
No, and we look at the Southern side of the ball. I don't want to take it away from them either. You had Heinzman come in and played a solid football game as a quarterback tonight. He had a great football game. This is where and we said at the beginning of the game, this game could come down a little bit to Heinzman to see if he can open up the defense, see if he can throw some passes, and he did. He did all the things they would have wanted him to do exactly the way they wanted. Wimble comes in here and plays as hard as heck, Drain on the other side of the ball all over the place. So they had some outstanding kids playing. I'm not mentioning them all, but I mean those are the names that come to my mind. Snyder.
He was good on
his
returns.
usual self for a Roth. Returns one for a touchdown. So yeah, They did it. I mean, they had some individual outstanding performances, but again, we look at ourselves and we have to say why. So we're going to leave this broadcast tonight with the why of what happened tonight, and hopefully, you know, we had a week here to play with. We get 2 days time, and we're in Kemp Memorial, and we know what that's like. And it doesn't matter how good you are or bad you are. That's just going to be an ugly situation for us if we let ourselves get pushed around again. So
well, we're both going at 1 and 2. I think they won tonight.
Yeah,
They?
I'm pretty sure.
They did.
Pretty sure they did.
So it's wipe the records off and let's go at it.
all right, we will see you down at Kemp. And on behalf of WKMC TV Sports, I am Warren Altamar.
Jose Gonzalo.
And Mark Stankiewicz.
And Mark, again, just a quick thank you. I appreciate you coming in, filling in for Wayne here tonight.
That's
Did
my
a great
honor.
job. It was nice seeing you. Tell your mother I didn't do anything bad, please.
I don't know if I can lie, though.
Good boy.
Good night, folks.